Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed and humble morning. Still not afternoon yet. Shit, I thought we hit afternoon. Normally it'd be, man. Let me give a big shout out to all the Leos out there, man. It's Leo season. Happy birthday to all the Leos, yo, man. I know I'm gonna be celebrating my birthday soon. So if you a Leo, man, I hope you enjoy your month, yo. Big shout out to y'all. All right, give me a minute and then we'll get this live started.
Hey, drop the beat. It's August, baby. My birthday month in the golden season. Step aside, cause the kings and queens of the zodiac are in the building. Big lion energy, gold crown shining, and we taking over the entire room. All my fellow Leos, let's show them how royalty celebrates. Let's go. Yeah, 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 hey, yeah. Hey, 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 let's go, let's go. Back on the track with a fast paced cadence popping. August heat rising in the dance floor jumping. Step into the room, feel the gold aura glowing. That signature Leo charm and confidence overflowing. We generous, loyal, warm hearted to the core. When the Leo enters, everybody wants some more. Natural born leaders got that magnetic pull. Heart full of passion, living life to the full. Sun ruled royalty, standing fierce and proud. Star power so bright, we illuminate the crowd. It's the Earth Day celebration, pull the pin on the vibe. Calling all the zodiacs, bring the whole tribe. No bash, just love. Every sign has a shine, but today we celebrating this fire of mine. Shining blinded by the light, taking over the floor. Got the whole place hyped up, begging for more. Feel the glow aura glowing, watch it step into place. Royal energy shining all over the space. It's your Earth Day, flex hard, let the lion roar tonight. Leo season in the building, shining bright in the light. Protective of our circle, fierce, fearless and bold. Another year around the sun, yeah, we running for the goal. We hold it down, yeah, we never dropping, yeah. It's my month too, got the party going crazy. Turn the bass up loud, ain't nobody feeling lazy. Hands up, feet moving, rhythm bouncing through the floor. Got the whole room hyped up, begging for an encore. We fierce, we proud on your face, bringing big royal energy all over the place. Big-hearted lions always riding for our crew. Unmatched charisma in everything we do. Blow the smoke into the air and make a giant wish. Every high, hit the gas, feel the drive, shaking up the atmosphere, so glad to be alive. Golden light in the veins, heavy bass in the street. Leo season stepping up, generating pure heat, commanding every spotlight, warm energy so true. Generous spirit in everything we put our hearts through. Crank the volume to the top, watch everybody dance. It's a birthday celebration, into the trance. Put your glass in the air, let the royal energy rise. Gold crown on the head, seeing fire in our eyes. Unstoppable shine, natural leaders on the mic. We rep the crown and we setting all the realms right. Flashlights, loud beats, central stage where we stand. Got the whole crowd moving, jumping up on command. Rapid fire rhythm, make it speaker box and shake. Infectious good vibes that nobody can part. Grand spirit, keep the decibels peak. Spreading pure motivation every time that we speak. We stepping in the light while the bass beat drops. Leo season running hot and the heat never stops. Pure positive energy, we spreading the sound. Light up the whole city when we step in your town. Regal, bold, magnetic, yeah, we born to take the lead. Spreading warmth and inspiration is the code that we bleed. Happy Earth Day. To all my fellow Leos, we bringing that royal heat all August long, taking over the whole kingdom. So turn the speakers to the max and let the lions roar. It's your birthday. That's on every day. North Philly, baby.
Man, big shout out to all the Leo season, yo. And listen, I hope y'all enjoy your birthday. Your birthday today. Happy Earth Day. Happy, how can I say, future birthday to all the, Leos that are having upcoming birthdays. All right. Listen, mine's is on the 19th, and I'm damn sure going to be celebrating all the way up to the name. All right. So we're about to get this John started. So let me start by saying this. All right. Let me give a big shout out to all my day one subscribers who've been rocking out with a shorty. I hope all of y'all have had a blessed and humble day. Continue to have a blessed, humble day, whether you're at work, doing whatever it is that y'all doing. Listen, if you're in Philly, be careful because we having a whole fucking heat warning, heat advisory warning for the whole week. All right. So listen, big shout out to y'all. Big shout out to the new subscribers. All right. And hey, fuck the haters. Y'all know how we do it. Blessings, blessings. We got young Rhea in the building, yo. So let me say this, all right? Let me by saying that, this world is getting weirder by the minute, all right? We got grown adults, all right? Grown women, teachers, mothers, all right? Crossing lines that should never be crossed. All right? Act child consequences show up like the Avengers. Today we're talking about when adults cross the line. Two women facing charges, all right, over underage boys. And listen, even if this case ain't trending, I damn sure, all right, it damn sure would be. It should be, my bad, would be. Oh my God. I'm still tired, guys. Look, I'm apologizing for those. If y'all, any of y'all was waiting for me to do the live last night or in the middle of the morning, I had a lot going on with my daughter. I was tired. All right, I passed out. I think I don't know who was live last, but I passed out. All right, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I was tired as hell. All right, so I appreciate those that have had patience, those that are rocking out with me once again. But listen, man, these females out here swear to God that they, how can I say, they don't gotta face consequences, right? But at the end of the day, even if this case is not trending, it sure damn, all right, it sure damn should. Like, how can I say it should be, because anytime a child is involved, that's not tea. All right, that's how can I say, that's not drama, that's not content. That's a whole violation. All right, and we're gonna start off with the case of Danielle Weaver. All right, a ninth grade teacher indicted on how can I say? Let me see. Hold on one second. She's been indicted on 8 charges. Oof, 8 charges. All right, and baby, that's not a slip up. That's a whole lifestyle choice, Joe. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. So my question to y'all is, while I let these two songs play, all right, and I get the video situated and I get everything situated over here, my question to y'all is, right, why do y'all think people only care, you know, when a story is viral instead of caring when, because it's wrong, because what's being done, this, how can I say, what's being done to someone deserves justice. If I'm saying it, blessings to anybody coming through. And like I was saying earlier, man, big shout out to the Leos. All right, Leo season. I'm gonna play the song in a little bit. So listen, let's get this joint started. All right, I do ask provocative questions because listen, I want to get y'all point of view. All right, what y'all think, how y'all feel about this. All right, walk among in y'all shoes for 1 second while I bear the cross, which is not something to do. All right, and see how y'all feel about these situations, these topics. Like I said, we got two adults that have crossed the line. All right, that's going to be the topic today. If you want to stay, chop it up with a shorty, you can. All right, I'm going to drop the link while the music is playing. So please don't come up if you cannot keep it on topic. All right, please do not come up if you plan to be disrespectful. And I'm reminding everybody. All right, I block trolls. I block disrespect. All right. Now, being jokeful, being goofy is one thing. All right, because listen, you don't, just because you're goofy and jokeful don't mean you got to be disrespectful. All right. But hey, a lot of people will get it. So if anything that I say or someone in the chat says or anybody on the panel with me says offends you, all right, the door's right there. You can always exit stage left. Just make sure the doorknob doesn't hit you with a diddler or split you. All right.
I used to sit in that room and pray for daylight to come, thinking the darkness was something I'd never outrun. But I survived Freddy, survived the storm, survived the pain. Now watch me walk right out into the sun. Check the ink. In the shadows of my dreams, yeah, I was confined, a prisoner of the cell inside my own mind, hoping for escape from the horrors in the dark. Chained to a bed, nightmares leaving a mark. Imagine Freddy scraping his claws against my fears. A twisted dance, waking up dripping in cold sweat and tears. But deep within, a flicker of light found its way, about to break free from this endless fray. It's the friction that creates the spark to ignite, turning every dark memory into pure light. The locks are falling open, the heavy doors swing wide, no longer hiding from the terror held deep inside. Breaking every heavy chain of inner resistance, spotting the horizon out in the distance. I was shackled in the dark, but I rise up, armored against my own fate. For the fight, found the light of resilience, unlocking the power, breaking the chains. This is my finest hour. No longer in the grip, I'm sculpting the real. A new reality with a heart made of steel. I face the demons that once held me down. They crumble to dust as I wear my battle crown. We all carry stories and ink on the skin, turning the trauma into gold from within. Looked in the mirror and decided to lead, rewriting the narrative to give what I need. Just imagine being bound. Now imagine being unbound. I'm knocking on his door, tell Freddy I'm home, but I'm not the same kid. I'm sitting on the throne. Every scar on my skin is a map to the wind. I'm purging the trauma, I'm shedding the sin. No more derision, I move with precision. I cleared out the static and fixed my vision. You can't change the spirit that's learned how to fly. I'm reclaiming the ground and I'm claiming the sky. The past isn't erased, but it's lost all its grip. I'm taking full control of this whole mothership. Face down the terror till the phantom was gone. Now I'm steering this wheel straight into the door. Navigating through the storm on a path of my own. Reclaiming the kingdom and taking the throne. We refuse to let the history dictate the score. I am stepping into freedom and breaking down the door. Gliding through the waters with the engine in me. I'm the master of the ship, and I'm destroying the fear. I transform the nightmare into fuel for my soul, taking back the narrative and taking back control. No longer shaking when the clock strikes 3. I became the hero that I needed me to be. The monsters in the closet have surrendered their power, watching me blossom in my defining hour. The blueprint of fear has been erased from the page. A self-made woman stepping out of the cage. What happened in that house stays behind closed doors. No longer letting ghosts haunt the hallway floors. They thought they stole my power underneath that roof, but every breath I'm taking is living proof. I washed away the shadow, left the shame behind, stepping out in the hunting part to free my mind. The locks are broken now and the truth is clear. I'm the owner of my life, and I don't live in fear. The silence in that bedroom doesn't have a hold on me anymore. I took my life back, step by step, unbroken, unbothered, and completely free. Riders for life, and that's on everything North Philly, baby. Riders for life, yeah. We locking this one in. Listen close. As parents, we're supposed to be rearing our children. Nurture love and support, not miskeep, manipulate, or abuse them. You're supposed to be the shield when the cold wind blows, but instead you bring in trauma that nobody else knows. They look up at your face for a safe place to hide, but you tearing down the space in a maze, watching the crime unfold. Parents and children turning into enemies, the story's untold. Bloodlines getting severed, yeah. The bond is completely broken. Living in a war zone where the truth is never spoken. Walking through the house like you walking on glass, praying that the nightmares would just hurry up and pass. How do you sleep at night with all that blood on your hands, tearing down the innocent to satisfy a demon's demands? The silence is screaming, the truth is breaking through the floor. We ain't hiding the scars, we ain't keeping quiet anymore. Look at what you broke, look at what you left in the cold. The realest pain you ever felt is finally being told. Yeah, parents committing the worst sin by doing incest with their children, but we building baskets to put those in, destroying what we building. The absolute betrayal of a pure innocent soul, taking away the pieces that will make a child whole. Instead of building futures, we out here digging graves, spilling all this blood for the secrets that you say. Lord, please take the wheel in this world where heaven and hell don't exist. Only the now exists, but it sure feels like we're walking through flames in the mist. No cosmic retribution, just the pain that we can touch. Living in a reality that weighs a bit too much. The fire is real and it's burning right now. We gotta face the demons and survive them somehow. How do you sleep at night with all that blood? Innocent to satisfy your demons' demands. The silence is screaming and the truth is breaking through the floor. We ain't hiding the scars, we ain't keeping quiet anymore. Look at what you broke, look at what you left in the cold. The realest pain you ever felt is finally being told. Finally being told. As I see heaven's playground get full with innocent children who have been abused by those meant to protect, tearing down the pavilion. The ones who swore to guard them are the ones who pulled them down, leaving every angel with a shattered, broken crown. The playground is crowded and the tears falling fast. We gotta speak the real so this generation can last. This ain't just a track, this a wake-up call to the blind, to the sickness that's mutating inside of the family line. You locked them in a room, thought the walls would keep it quiet. Now that trauma's in their blood and it's turning to a riot. You stripped the way they body, stripped the way they dignity. You passed down a death sentence through the whole genealogy. No more hiding behind the title of a mother or a father. You ain't nothing but a monster. Lambs to we unleashing every nightmare that you left upon the floor. You thought you got away, thought the secrets would just stay dead. Now the blood is on the walls and the fire's burning red. Burn it down, expose it all. The whole foundation break. It's the final reckoning for every single soul you take. Can't hide from it now. Every secret comes to light. Right is for life, and that's on everything. North Philly, baby.
All right, y'all. Now, before we do get started, all right, I wanna play the song. Give a big shout out to all the Leos, man. Y'all know I'm gonna be celebrating my birthday. All right, might go a little, I might go live while I'm on the beach, but I'm gonna do more of uploads. How can I say recording so that I can edit and do the blogging on my other channel. All right, guys. But listen, I gotta give a big shout out to all the Leos, man. If your birthday is today, this is for you. But anybody, that's a Leo and you got an upcoming birthday, man, this is for you. All right, man. The shorty's been celebrating. She's gonna keep celebrating all the way up to her birthday. All right. I just don't think we gotta go live every time we do some shit, every time we party, every time we do something good. All right. Some things are meant to be, kept personal, man. Memories up here. But shout out to all the Leos there. All right. Happy Earth Day. It's your birthday today. And remember, we're talking about the case of Daniel Weaver. That's the case we're going to start off with today.
Hey, drop the beat. Step aside, because the kings and queens of the Zodiac are in the building. Big lion energy, gold crown shining, and we taking over the entire room. All my fellow Leos.
Shout out to all the Leos.
Celebrates. Let's go. Yeah, 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 hey, yeah. Hey, let's go. Back on the track with a fast-paced cadence popping. August heat rising in the dance floor jumping. Step into the room, feel the gold aura glowing. That signature Leo charm and confidence overflowing. We generous, loyal, warm-hearted to the core. When a Leo enters, everybody wants some more. Natural born leaders got that magnetic pull. Heart full of passion, living life to the full. Sun ruled royalty, standing fierce and proud. Star power so bright, we illuminate the crowd. It's the Earth Day celebration, pull the pin on the vibe. Calling all the Zodiacs, bring the whole tribe. No bash, just love, every sign has a shine. But today we celebrating this fire of mine. Shining blinded by the light, taking over the floor. Got the whole place hyped up, begging for more. Feel the gold aura glowing, watch it step into place. Royal energy shining all over the space. It's your Earth Day, flex hard, let the lion roar tonight. Leo season in the building, shining bright in the light. Protective of our circle, fierce, fearless and bold. Another year around the sun, yeah, we running for the goal. We hold it down, yeah, we never dropping, yeah. It's my month too, got the party going crazy. Turn the bass up loud, ain't nobody feeling lazy. Hands up, feet moving, rhythm bouncing through the floor. Got the whole room hyped up, begging for an encore. We fierce, we proud, put a smile on your face, bringing big royal energy all over the place. Big-hearted lions always riding for our crew. Unmatched charisma in everything we do. Blow the smoke into the air and make a giant wish. Everybody dancing to a track as hot as this. So raise a glass high, hit the gas, feel the drive, shaking up the atmosphere. So glad to be alive. Golden light in the veins, heavy bass in the street. Leo season stepping up, generating pure heat, commanding every spotlight, warm energy so true. Generous spirit in everything we put our hearts through. Crank the volume to the top, watch everybody dance. It's a birthday celebration, into the trance. Put your glass in the air, let the royal energy rise. Gold crown on the head, seeing fire in our eyes. Unstoppable shine, natural leaders on the mic. We rep the crown and we setting all the wrongs right. Flashlights, loud beats, central stage where we stand. Got the whole crowd moving, jumping up on command. Rapid fire rhythm, making speaker boxes shake. Infectious good vibes that nobody can fake. Big heart, grand spirit, keep the decibels peak. Spreading pure motivation every time that we speak. We stepping in the light while the bass beat drops. Leo season running hot and the heat never stops. Pure positive energy, we spreading the sound. Light up the whole city when we step in your town. Regal, bold, magnetic, yeah, we born to take the lead. Spreading warmth and inspiration is the code that we bleed. Happy Earth Day to all my fellow Leos. We bringing that royal heat all August long, taking over the whole kingdom. So turn the speakers to the max and let the lions roar. It's your birthday. Holding it down. Brightest for life. And that's on every day. North Philly, baby.
All right, y'all. All right. So let me get this video up. I appreciate those that had patience. All right. So I want to remind y'all. Hopefully y'all can hear me because I don't see the little mic thingy working. I don't know what's up with my mic today. All right. Hope. Let me see. I can check on my own phone. All right. So my phone is good. Now that we got all the shout outs out the way. All right. Let's get started on this case. Now I want to remind all of y'all we talking about the Danielle Weaver case. All right. The TikTok teacher. All right, that is now getting charged. This is an update. So if y'all want to catch, my commentary or the video or even, the older video, what happened before, man, y'all gonna have to either check it out on Law and Crime or y'all gonna have to go further into my lives from I think last year, if I'm not mistaken. All right, when all of this surfaced. And like I said, even though this is not trending right now, I feel as though it's a video that she trending anything that, involves a kid, especially, when we're trying to figure out how we could, a lot of shit can't be in until we change the foundation. All right. So we stop the black on black, the brown on brown crimes and stuff like that. All right. The brown on black and the black on brown. But listen, when we start with that we'll be able to figure out what we could do when it comes to these, predators and stuff like that. But when it comes to Danielle Weaver, all right, like I was saying earlier, this woman sat here and had, sexual relations with a minor. So in certain cases like this, I find it disgusting when a husband stays. I'm not going to sit here and lie. All right. Let's talk about the husband real quick. All right. We're going to talk about a few things, but we're going to start off with the husband real quick before we get into this video. Because I got to give him a shout out for divorcing this dirty heifer immediately. He didn't wait, for a press conference. He didn't wait for a lawyer. He didn't wait for maybe she's innocent. Nah. Well, he said, well, that's enough for me, and filed the next day. That's how you protect your peace. That's how you protect your name. That's how you say, yo, I'm not going down with you. Meanwhile, other husbands be standing next to the predator. All right, their predator wives, like reading vows at a crime scene. That should be wild. But I gotta give a shout out to this one. All right, and let's be honest. All right, we've been seeing these cases pop up more. All right, more and more. Female teachers messing with students like if they forgot, what adulthood means. And every time society tries to soften it, all right. She was lonely. She was stressed. She made a mistake. A mistake is forgetting your keys. All right. A mistake is, how can I say, burning your toast. A mistake is texting your ex, all right, at 2 a.m. This this right here, this right here is predatory behavior. This is manipulation. This is abuse. Let me ask y'all this question. Why do y'all think female predators get excuses while male predators get, how can I say, torches and pitchforks? I feel as though it should be equal. All right. We have a whole generation suffering from main character syndrome. All right. You know what that means? Everybody thinks they're the star of the show, even when they're doing, villain shit. Narcissism, how can I say? Narcissism is at its all time high. Delusion at an all time high. Accountability, whoo, that's an all time low. These teachers out here acting like they're, how can I say, in some forbidden romance movie instead of a classroom full of minors. And that's the worst part. All right. They think they're justified. Justified where? All right. This type of behavior, all right, should have consequences. Should women, go to jail for falsely accusing men, all right, of things that they didn't do? Things that, will get a man arrested? Should women go to jail, all right, for sexually assaulting a minor? And in my opinion, I feel as though they should. All right. Some females might not agree to what I'm saying, but I'm not here to sugarcoat shit or to have anyone agree to what I'm saying. We got Mr. Oates in the building. Shout out to Mr. Oates. Shout out to Miss Chicago. We got the beautiful Miss Chicago in the building. All right, but listen, the link is down there. Anybody want to come up with a shorty, keep it on topic, review and react with me, y'all can. All right, the link is in the chat. Y'all are more than welcome to do that. All right, but let's keep it respectful. And remember the rules, man. If we ain't chat, if we ain't talk, we don't know each other, please don't hop on this, John. All right, I don't mind letting people up, but let's at least have a conversation in the chat and let's see how we get along first before you even think about hitting this link. And if you cannot keep it on topic, please do not hit that link. All right, those are the rules. All right, I'm gonna finish giving my commentary after y'all hear and watch this video with a shorty. All right. Now we're not gonna play the full 26 minutes. We're gonna play a good 10 to maybe 13 minutes of this video, maybe 15. Yeah, because there's no point of playing the whole 26 minutes. Now, if y'all want, I can't leave the link right now. I gotta pay my StreamYard because my StreamYard is acting real stupid. But even if you pay this shit, it's gonna act stupid. But let me press play real quick, all right? Blessings to Miss Chicago, blessings to Young Rios, blessings to Mr. Oates, blessings to anybody coming through. Listen to what they gotta say, and then y'all gonna understand why I'm saying what I gotta say. And once again, I appreciate all of those that had patience, all right, and that understand that a shorty was tired as shit to do this live yesterday, but we doing it now, all right? And that's what matters.
Update in a case involving a Georgia ninth grade teacher accused of
have to be so creepy sometimes.
Mind you, she's making a TikTok video talking about why men gotta be so creepy sometimes. But this bitch was sitting here trying to have, well, I think she did have sex with a fucking. I can't even get the words out. She was, listen, doing the unthinkable with a minor. All right.
This teacher's name is Danielle Weaver, and she was pretty outspoken on TikTok. She showed a lot of personality on social media. She seemed to be that fun teacher who students could look up to, that teacher who perhaps they could relate to. But now she is facing.
You're not supposed to be relating to a teacher, but let's continue. My bad. I keep interrupting, but that's the dumbest shit I could fucking hear. Let one of my kids tell me, oh, I relate to my teacher. I'm going straight to that fucking school. Hold on, wait a minute. This fucking bitch mentality is supposed to be higher than my son. All right, everything, mature, all of that. Or my daughter. You telling me that this bitch, how can I say, her capacity, all right, is as low as my daughters or my sons, that she's sitting here playing fucking elementary school games. Nah, she's sitting here with a lingo when she should be talking professionally, behaving professionally. No, no, listen, do TikToks on your own time. If you're supposed to be teaching my child, teach my child. And I get it. Some of these teachers do it on their fucking break, but these teachers go way beyond more than what they're supposed to be doing on their fucking break. All right.
Decades in prison for what she allegedly did. And we just got our hands on the grand jury indictment. And frankly, the details of what Weaver allegedly did to one of her own students are sick. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. The last time we talked about the teacher we're talking about today, Danielle Weaver, we knew that she was in big trouble for what she allegedly did. It was back in February, and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation had been called in to investigate her and investigate whether she had molested one of her own students. But at that point, the details surrounding what she allegedly did, that hadn't been released. We just knew that she was going to be facing charges potentially. But all of that now has changed in the wake of the documentation that we just got our hands on in just the last day or so. And Weaver is now facing 8 charges, including multiple counts of child molesting. She sexually abused a student multiple times. That not only includes multiple times allegedly on school property, but even in the parking lot of a fast food restaurant. Now, before we dive into the new details we have on this case, let's go back a little bit and very quickly show you what allegedly led up to all of this.
A blue raspberry fruit roll up, and I put strawberry ice cream in it. It's really good. Listen. And it's crunchy. Got my sweet pregnancy fix on tonight.
So this is one of several videos that we found from Danielle Weaver on TikTok. She appears to have been very active on social media. She was a 9th grade teacher at Lee County High School in Leesburg, Georgia. This is a small town. It's outside of Albany, Georgia. If you know the state, about 2.5 hours from Atlanta. Now, Weaver's school, and it's her former school now, had roughly 1,400 students. And Weaver, on a personal life standpoint, appears to have been married at the time of her arrest. So she was a wife. And I'll get into why was is a key part of that here in just a moment.
Why? Because her husband left her fucking dirty, trifling ass. All right? That's why. He left her dirty, trifling ass. Let me sprinkle a little comedy in here, all right? Because if I don't laugh, I'ma scream. All right? I want y'all, listen, imagine being a grown woman risking your whole career, your marriage, your freedom for a child who still gotta ask permission to use the fucking bathroom. Girl, what? You threw your whole life away for somebody who still gets grounded. You ruined your future for somebody who can't even drive yet. Make it make fucking sense. Like, why do y'all think some adults chase validation from kids instead of, how can I say, healing their own grown-up fucking wounds? This bitch is dirty, disgusting, and trifling, all right? No, I'm not mad. I'm just passionate about these fucking cases. Like, grown women and grown men should be focused on, grown women and grown men, not little kids. Like, how do you get turned on by a little kid that yet doesn't know how to wipe their own fucking ass? This bitch.
But very sadly, she's also a mom. And this is someone who had a...
That's what makes it worse. She's a mom. Listen, man, women that look at other boys, young boys, right, as sex objects, as grown men or something like that, I look at them, I don't know. Like, could you even look at, could you have, I don't know, is there a possibility of you, even looking at your own kids like that? Could you, I don't know, look, oh my fucking God, my brain wants to bleed. Like, just thinking about it, like, how can you look at a minor and even think of him as a grown-ass man? It just fucking makes my stomach go in circles. I don't want the son. I want the fucking daddy. I ain't got time to fucking teach. Oh, Lord. Oh, my fucking God.
A child of her own and is now accused of sexually was is a key part of that here in just a moment. But very sadly, she's also a mom. And this is someone who had a child of her own and is now accused of sexually abusing a child. On social media, Danielle had pictures with who appears to be her husband, and he is taking action against her in the wake of her arrest and where this criminal case has gone. Now, speaking of social media, I want to show you this because this is Weaver with some of her students, it seems, posting on social media. And this is a post talking about how students should dress appropriately at school. Weaver did appear to be that fun teacher. And we all probably had a teacher like this growing up, someone who might be a
Weaver appeared to be that fun teacher, and we all had a fun teacher. Apparently, we did not have a fucking teacher that sat here. Well, I didn't. All right. Now I've heard plenty of guys out here say, "Well, my teacher kind of flirted with me." I don't know if that was to be true or not, man. That's their stories, right? It could be true. It could be something that some guys make up, to look cool, to look fly to certain ladies. All right, but that don't make it right in some of our eyes. At the end of the day. All right, we're talking about a 40-year-old woman, all right, having sex with a minor under the age of fucking 15. You see where I'm like, come on, man, this bitch disgusting. It's like me looking at one of my son's friends or looking at my son like that. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all not understanding where I'm coming from. They're kids. You can see it in the face. This bitch couldn't go for the daddy. She went for the son. This bitch trifling. A ho. You gotta be careful with man. I'm not sure if I'm tripping. I could be tripping, but I don't think I am. There seems to be a pattern with these TikTok teachers, yo. All right, behaving younger than what they're supposed to behave, younger than their age, wanting to be younger, competing with the younger girls. I do not want to compete with a younger girl. I don't. If I'm competing with anybody, it's with the fucking woman in the mirror. All right, I'm gonna compete with that one. Like, damn. Shit, what's gonna make you look good today, shorty? Shit, this outfit look good. Is your ass plumped on this? What? I ain't trying to compete with another man. Look, listen, I compete with me. I'm trying to become better than what I was yesterday, look better than what I did yesterday. But I ain't trying to compete with another woman. If anything, I'm trying to uplift another woman. But these bitches out here trying to hide y'all kids. Because we got these fucking Krugers out here trying to snatch our kids from the fucking cradle. You gotta be kidding me, yo. And what fucks me up in the head, like it puts me in a fucking maze, it baffles the shit out my fucking head, that is more and more women. But yet they be like, all men is this, all men is that. Like, oh, listen, man, gotta give a shout out to some of the real men, like her husband. We'll spin back around that in a minute, all right? Because some motherfuckers out here know that they fucking wives love young boys, little boys, and they still with that bitch.
a little bit younger, someone who you can relate to, someone who you can potentially confide in and trust in a way that maybe an older teacher can't. Seems like she brought a lot of great energy to the classroom of this high school, to the 9th grade classroom that she taught in. And she doesn't have a massive age gap compared to some of the other cases we've seen involving teachers accused of sexually abusing students. But in this case, it is incredibly notable because she is roughly.
How old is this one? How old is this bitch? Because, wait, am I confusing the two hoes? Both of them are hoes. They don't show her age. Please tell me her
30
age.
years old. And this victim, we have.
Wow. Oh, 30 years old. This bitch 30. The other hoe is 39. What makes the fucking difference? They both predators. Both need to be inside a fucking casket. Because let a fucking 30-year-old or 40-year-old try to tell me, all right, she had sex with my son. That bitch gonna be laying down in the fucking ground, all right? Griselda Blanco gonna be like fucking I was gonna say Tyrese. What's his fucking name? Mike Tyson. There you go. Man, yo, oh my God.
Learned is allegedly under the age of 16. Now, even though she may seem like that teacher you can trust, these allegations are laying out that, if true, that certainly
Ooh, it's hot.
was far from the truth.
Hey y'all. So it is 6 o'clock and I am just now getting home from work. So guess what I got? Chick-fil-A.
Weaver also did love to share her personal thoughts on social media. This is one of her TikToks here.
Okay, I just need to know something for a minute. Why do men have to be so creepy sometimes? I am leaving Burlington. All I have to do is go in there and return something, minding my own business. Okay. And then I'm walking to my car, minding my own business. And this man that was walking in just started talking to me like he knew me and asked me, "What kind of vape you got?" I didn't have nothing in my hands. All I had was my purse strapped around me. I said, "What?" He said, "What kind of vape you got?" I ain't got no vape.
So previously, we knew the investigation against Danielle Weaver started in February. That's when law enforcement was brought in. But now we are learning about her alleged crimes, and they appear to have happened. And again, all of this is alleged weeks before that. So let's lay out this new information we have from the grand jury indictment out of Lee County Superior Court in Georgia. So this indictment lays out what Weaver allegedly did, and it goes count by count. There are 8 counts total, and count 1 alleges that in Weaver's classroom, so we're on school property here, it says that she did commit an immoral and indecent act to and with the victim who is under the age of 16 with the intent to arouse and satisfy the sexual desires of both said accused and said child by kissing and fondling him, and it continues on. Now, count 2 alleges similar activity, but this time it happened, quote, in the school store. Both of these alleged incidents happened sometime between January 20th and January 23rd. So those are 2 alleged sex acts that took place on school property. Then you have count 3 that alleges that Weaver sexually abused the same student on January 24th in the parking lot of a Sonic fast food restaurant. Then January 26th, Weaver allegedly sexually abused that student in her car in the parking lot of their school. Now, that is the 4th count of child molestation that Weaver is now facing. And then there's 4 other counts, and those all are for the charge of sexual contact by employee or agent in the first degree. And those charges do match up with the dates and locations of the alleged sexual abuses that happened in the previous 4 counts. So we know that police were first called to investigate on February 3rd. And then the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the statewide agency, they were called in to investigate the next day. But it wasn't until February 17th that GBI filed warrants for Weaver's arrest. Weaver then turned herself into the county jail on February 18th, and she was held on a $50,000 bond, and she was able to post that, and she's been released. Now, reportedly, according to WALB television, her bond conditions say that she can't have any direct contact or indirect contact with the alleged victim, be within a mile of that alleged victim. It also says she cannot return to any education facility for someone under the age of 18 in Lee County unless she has a member of law enforcement with her, and she is only allowed to go there and collect personal belongings. Now, in a statement to parents obtained by WALB, the Lee County school system said,
Hold on. As a predator, why would they allow her? See, it's just the way they put this thing, and I get it. It's a monetary gain for them. But for some of us out here, this is a little more sensitive. This is a little more serious.
said this, quote, reports and rumors are circulating concerning alleged inappropriate contact between a teacher and student in a Lee County school system.
The internet acting stupid now. Oh, what the fuck it is? Here we go, here we go. I got all my bars. It says it right here. I'm not sure what it is. I'm looking like everybody else is doing fine.
Involving law enforcement concerning the alleged conduct of a former staff member who is no longer working for the district. Upon discovering the allegations, school and district leadership acted immediately to ensure the safety and well-being of students, as well as to conduct a thorough investigation. The individuals who have been directly affected have been contacted. The district will continue to cooperate with law enforcement as well as with those affected to ensure that no obstacles to resolving the investigation exist. The safety and well-being of our students remains our highest priority. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. So that is from the school system back in February, around the time that Weaver was arrested. Now, there are mandatory reporting laws in Georgia, as there are in many states, where people have to report if they have reasonable cause to believe that a child has been abused or neglected. And this includes allegations of sexual abuse. Now, GBI and the local law enforcement agency there in Lee County, they haven't come out and said how this case was reported to them and who the people were, the person who came forward with these allegations. Now, as we mentioned, Danielle Weaver is not only accused of being an alleged sexual predator, but you just think of how these cases impact so many people. Not only do you have the alleged victim and that victim's family and what they're going through, but you also have the people who are closest to the person who is now facing charges in this case. Danielle Weaver is a mom, and that's a child who, if all of this is true, will be impacted in some way, I am sure, by all the attention surrounding their mom. But also, Danielle Weaver was married at the time of her arrest, and it appears, according to court records out of Georgia, that her husband filed for divorce in the wake of her arrest. The filing was put in on February 19th, so that's a day after Weaver turned herself into authorities on the charges, including child molestation. That was back in February. Now, the document alleges that Weaver's husband left her on February 5th, which is the day after GBI was called in. And the filing also says the marriage is irretrievably broken. Weaver's husband filed for custody of the couple's children and for possession of the couple.
I know that's right. He filed for possession of the kids. Yeah, like, yo, I know I'm not the only one thinking like that. Like, if you've got the urge to go out there and screw a little kid that doesn't even know how to wipe his ass yet, what makes me not think that you might try to look at my son or my daughter sexually too? Babe, you're a man. You're a man as a father. You got to speak up a little louder.
I do agree.
Like, that shit is wild. Not all men do this. This is why I say it, yo. He took full custody of his kids. He said no. She has no rights.
Held for custody of the couple's children and for possession of the couple's home, according to those court records out of Lee County Court. Now, there has not been an update related to the civil proceedings in this case since March, and it is unclear at this point when Weaver is next due in court, now a couple days after she has been indicted on those 8 counts. Now, the divorce filing makes no mention of the criminal case against Danielle Weaver.
Man, circle back to the husband one more time, because he deserves a trophy. He didn't stand beside her. He didn't defend her. He didn't say, well, we'll get through this. He said, nope, I'm out. That's strength. That's clarity. That's self-respect. Some of y'all need to take, notes, because too many people stay in relationships just to avoid embarrassment. Meanwhile, embarrassment is already living in the house rent-free. Real shit. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But shit, if you want to grab the label that's put in the air, put that bitch on your forehead like some of you already do. All right? This world is crazy because we pick and choose who gets held accountable. We scream protect women, and yes, all right, protect women, but we whisper protect boys. We act like boys don't get hurt. We act like boys don't get manipulated. We act like boys don't get traumatized. And when they speak up, people laugh, people minimize, people ignore. Justice ain't, how can I say, gendered. Accountability ain't gendered. Trauma ain't gendered. Why do y'all think society still treats boys? All right, they still treat boys' pain like it's not a real thing. Like if girls are the only ones, all right, that suffer and go through any type of trauma. All right, so listen. Today's live ain't about clout. It ain't about, how can I say, trending topics. It ain't about views. It's about calling out adults who crossed the line, all right, and protecting kids who didn't deserve any of this. It's about saying the uncomfortable out loud and people understanding. It's about demanding better from people who are supposed to, how can I say, guide our children, not groom them. If anybody else wants to talk about it, fine. We will. I mean, if nobody else wants to talk about this shit, that's fine. On this channel, we will. And we will speak about it loud. Once again, the link is down there. Anybody wants to talk about this, all right? But please, I ask, keep it on topic. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. All right. There's so many damn fish in the sea. All right. Grown and consenting, tax paying, fully developed adults for these weirdos to sit here and choose for from, right? But the crazy part is that instead we keep hearing about grown women and grown men chasing little boys and girls. All right, who don't even know how to wipe their own ass properly. Like, how do you look at a child and think, yeah, that's what I want? You got to be a special kind of sick. And what kills me is they act like they're, like they're taking something special when they could get, when they can get it for free, willingly, from an actual adult. But instead, y'all taking the gift of the innocence. What I mean by that, whether it's a boy or a girl, unless he or she consents, you just stole something from them that you can never ever replace. No money, all right, no amount of how can I say gifts could ever replace what you just took from these people. In my opinion, and I'm saying this with my whole chest, these mofos, all right, who look at minors like that deserve, the damn death, the how can I say, the damn death penalty. And I said what I said, because if you're willing to destroy a child's innocence, their mental health, their future, their trust in adults, what exactly do you deserve? A hug? A therapy session? No. You deserve consequences that match the damage that you caused. But every time one of these, cases pop up, somebody somewhere wants to sugarcoat it. Like, we talking about a parking ticket. See, there's different types of opinions, all right? In my opinion, I feel as though they belong in a casket. In my fiance's opinion, he feel as though they deserve years behind bars, all right, getting the same treatment that they gave the child. Right or wrong?
Right.
I feel as though a casket, but you say they get more, or how can I say, punishment in jail. I
You
feel
gotta
as though
realize, death is mercy.
I feel as though this child is going through hell right now. You don't deserve to breathe the same air,
They
especially
don't breathe no free air. And air is not. It's a punishment for the rest of their life.
still breathing air, still breathing oxygen.
So why give them mercy and let them get a quick death? Let them suffer. You think you always want them to suffer? Let them suffer.
Torture them then,
That's what they go through in jail.
not the way that people be
No, it
saying.
ain't always sexual. It ain't always sexual. It's beat down. Infirmary. It ain't always just sexual rape.
That's all you hear when you
No,
people
that's
talk
the
about
booty.
this shit.
Those are the people who do the gay booty band.
That's the. I'm like, why would you do an eye for an eye? We're seeking justice. What makes you? Why would you scoot to the level of a predator? That's why I say what I say. I don't see
But
that as
everybody
just.
don't see it that way though. Some people just see that as fuck them up or fuck her up. It ain't always just about sex. A lot of people go the extra mile because that's what they choose to do.
Ugh, that means you have. Never mind.
Female too. It happens
I
to
know
females
that. That's
way.
why I say it.
So it ain't just the males, it's the females too.
Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Mm,
Yeah, man.
take it. And two more. Hold on. Do one more. And that's it. All right, my bad, guys. Let's get back on point with this. All right. But like I was saying, man, see, there's different opinions. Like, but at the end of the day, we gotta respect each other's opinion. He feels how he feels. I feel how I feel, and I don't. I mean, listen. If if it wasn't for the people on here taking it, to the level of a predator, I would agree. But it's like, I get where he's coming from. But if it was only just like that, All right, just beatings. All right, every fucking week, keep sending them to the infirmary. Make sure you don't kill them. I get that. But motherfuckers out here, they fucking heads make me feel like, no, man, you no worse than a fucking predator. You deserve the casket too. Both you motherfuckers.
Keep thinking about the mercy side. Mercy that deserves punishment. Death is not acceptable.
They don't belong here.
You will always feel that. I feel they don't belong here, but I feel as though they need to go there where I'm coming from. Because giving somebody a death, what punishment is there? There's no punishment. There's nothing for them to make them think about it. There's nobody else around to be like, damn, they make an example out of this.
What if I was to say it like this? To live is a gift.
It is. Death is a promise.
But when you take that,
you just said it yourself. Life is a gift and death is a promise. So why give them an early promise?
That's the
They
gift.
stole the innocence and now they got to pay the repercussions. They got to live life under strict rules and regulations, get punishment from other inmates. So that's a life that a person will probably wind up taking their own life.
Blessings, First Lady. Welcome to the live. Make sure y'all go check out First Lady, all right? She be having that music on and popping, all right? She be bringing awareness to different things. Make sure y'all check her out. Y'all won't be disappointed. But hey, I agree with my fiance to a certain extent. It's just that at the end of the day, I just feel how I feel.
I said that. I already acknowledge that. You're going to feel how you feel, but at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong justice when it comes down to it. Understand with
the morals in me just won't let me see it your way.
No, it ain't see it my way. It's just you don't want to see it sometimes the way it happens. Now, put it like this. If I was inside and a child molester or somebody who sexually assaulted a child came in, I'm not going to stick my dick in their butt. No.
Ew.
No. I'm going to beat their ass. I'm going to break rooms or shit like that on them, yes. But I'm not going to make myself another way by saying this is justice. No. That just makes you gay. It just makes you gay. I don't give a fuck how you try to put it. Once you insert yourself into the same sex, you're gay. It ain't about the justice no more. The justice came when the beat down happened.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So those who
but see how you're saying it compared to a lot of people, especially content creators.
But see, I'm saying it from experience, from being on the inside.
Because it's like, all they see is like, to them, it's like, it's always, he better make sure he don't drop the soap. I was like, that's justice to you? Scooping, having somebody give him, the same thing he gave to a minor. That's scooping to the level of a predator. That makes you... Listen.
You're just looking at the predator side. I'm looking at the sexuality and the mental side. It means you're just as sick as them.
My whole point.
But you're gay, though. You wanted to do this.
You trying to make me laugh for
you wanted to do that. You wanted to take the booty.
My day is going real good. I've been chilling, falling back. Fiance's been helping, taking. So I mean, it's been going good. Yeah, let's press play on the video real quick. All right, we got 3 more minutes of this video. I think 5 more minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Let me let it play.
Joining us now to talk about this is former sex crimes prosecutor Dan Shore. Always great to have you here on Law and Crime. What do you make, like, now that we're seeing what a grand jury has indicted Danielle Weaver of, and of course these are all allegations and she's innocent until she's proven guilty. What do you make of what's been laid out from a timeline standpoint involving this teacher?
Well, according to the allegations and the indictment, this is not a one-time incident, that there are allegedly multiple instances.
Thank you, First Lady.
Where the defendant had a student in her school engage in sexual interactions with her in different places, in a parking lot and other locations. It's according to the indictment, she had him touch her vagina with his fingers, and that is obviously concerning for a lot of reasons. One, that she's an authority figure at the school over him. Second of all, he's underage. The indictment says he's under 16 years old. So this is certainly very serious allegations. As you said, she's innocent until proven guilty, but certainly this is a serious indictment.
I hate to even ask this question, but you know, in the indictment that they did not have sexual intercourse. They certainly have, you know, as you alluded to, sexual contact. Does any of that matter in a case like this, as from a prosecutor's standpoint?
It does.
But if she had a husband at home, why was she out here seeking a child? If she had somebody that pleased her and everything, why was she having sexual contact with a child? Okay, so there was no penetration, none of that really happened. But she would. Let me go back real quick because he said it over here real quick. Hold on. We're at what? 12:06.
Are allegedly multiple instances, possibly 4, where the defendant had a student in her school engage in sexual interactions with her in different places, in a parking lot and other locations. It's according to the indictment, she had him touch her vagina with his fingers, and that is obviously concerning for a lot of reasons. One, that she's an authority figure at the school over him. Second of all, he's underage. The indictment says he's under 16 years old.
Oh, so this bitch had him touching all over her and stuff like that. So that, I mean, yeah, this bitch was. Oh, what the fuck is wrong with her, yo? Like, don't you got a man at home? Yo, I'm not understanding. Yo, listen, it's like the more and more I hear about these grown ladies, yo, and that's only what he only said 4 out of the 8 charges. What is that considered fondling? Oh my god, I gotta look it up. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I forgot what it was. I know what it's. Hopefully they say it. Hopefully they say it, man. It's not that I don't know what it is. You just gotta give me a minute because there's so many. Oh my god. I want to say the right thing. I don't want to say the wrong thing and have to put my foot in my mouth. Like, oh my god.
So this is certainly very serious allegations. As you said, she's innocent until proven guilty, but certainly this is a serious indictment.
I hate to even ask this question, that they did not have sexual intercourse. They certainly have, you know, as you alluded to, sexual contact. Does any of that matter in a case like this?
That the person's charged with and maybe convicted of, and also sentencing. So having digital penetration of her vagina, which is what is alleged, is very serious because he's under 16 years old. That is sex abuse. Sexual intercourse would be even a higher level of criminal violation if it was proven beyond a reasonable doubt, and would probably, if that occurred and if that was proven, lead to lengthier sentence if there was an incarceration as part of the sentence. So it's a level of seriousness in change, but they both categorize as sexual abuse.
We don't know how law enforcement got involved in this case. According to the indictment, the sexual incidents alleged.
But if she was having him finger her, what makes y'all think that they wasn't having oral sex? Why aren't y'all saying what the other 4 charges are? If it's 8 charges in total.
Allegedly took place late January, and then you have local police called in on the 3rd, GBI's called in on the 4th, and she's arrested on the 17th of February. As far as how these cases come to be, and I look at the first 2 counts, and I notice that it happened sometime between the 20th and 23rd, and then the count where it's at a Sonic, allegedly a Sonic parking lot, a fast food restaurant, that's more specific, saying it happened on the 24th. What does that tell you potentially about how these allegations came forward?
It's really hard to tell. I've prosecuted and investigated many situations like this, and usually when it involves an underage person and a teacher or someone else in authority at the school, it's reported by somebody else, maybe another person at the school or a parent or guardian of the alleged victim who reports it. I don't see that many where the underage person themselves is the first person to report directly to law enforcement. Often they will tell someone else who then reports to law enforcement, but we certainly don't know in this case. And then when there's an ongoing series of sexual interactions, as is alleged here, it's very common that people don't always remember the exact dates that they occurred if they were over a certain period of months. So it's common in cases like this to say, oh, this incident I know happened on this date because, this specific location is memorable. Other interactions, especially if they happened in school and you're in school all the time, you may not remember specifically what date they occurred on. So that's very common in cases like this.
So I also wonder, just what went through my mind is those first two counts. One is allegedly took place in a classroom. The other is in the school store. So probably a place where students could go like buy stuff. And then the third count, which was more specific on the 24th, is the Sonic restaurant, which would have, we know that probably has surveillance video of potentially a car that would go in there. I don't know if that exists, but then the school, I'm unsure whether they would have surveillance video. But let's just say it's allegations from a person or potentially the victim in this case. Like, how strong of a case do you have if it is, those first two counts, it's just one individual saying that it's a.
If they can get the surveillance camera from, I think it's Sonic, he said, man, young boy will have a strong case. Even if it was a third party, all right? Let me tell y'all this from experience. There's a big chance of him winning the case. I mean, we're in 2026. We're not in the 1600s where they'd be like, oh my God, look what happened to the Jimenez brothers. They couldn't believe that their own father was sitting there molesting them. Like, just because they're little boys doesn't mean that it's not possible, for someone to sit here and sexually abuse them. I'm trying to put this, the best way that I can. Because I really feel like cursing this teacher the fuck out on some real shit. Like, what was you threatening him that you had him fingering you and all this shit? Like, oh my God, this whole disgusting, yo. It feels like every damn day there's a new teacher being charged. Every single day. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing another teacher arrested, another teacher caught, another teacher exposed. Like, damn. Is the hiring process just vibes now? Are they just letting anybody in the classroom? Because clearly some of these folks ain't qualified to teach nothing. All right? They ain't qualified to teach nothing but how to ruin lives. And let me tell you something. Anyone who acts like this on social media should not be, how can I say, in a position of authority, period. If you're online thirst trapping, acting childish, posting inappropriate jokes, or trying to be relatable to teenagers, you don't need to be teaching teenagers. Kids don't need to relate to their teachers. They need guidance, structure, boundaries, and adults who act like adults. Why do y'all think some teachers want to be cool instead of, how can I say, professional? I've seen a lot of this go on. I've seen a lot of this happen. But you know what I don't see? A lot of people talk about it. Her social media content is embarrassing. I mean, embarrassing if y'all go take a look at it, all right? She's almost 30, but acts like she's a teenager, all right, who just discovered filters. And then, people wonder how she ended up, how can I say, crossing lines. Baby, she been crossing lines online. She been acting like she wanted attention from kids. People like her shouldn't be allowed to become teachers. If your whole personality is, I'm basically a teenager with a job, you don't need to be around actual teenagers, all right? And I don't know what's going on, all right, with this teacher epidemic, but let's talk about this teacher epidemic real quick. Let me touch on it, all right? Like, we have a teacher epidemic. Teachers on TikTok, right? I'm sorry. All right? I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I said it because half of them ain't posting educational content. They posting thirst trap, dancers, relatable, how can I say, relatable jokes, and how can I say, trying to go viral off their student trauma. If your priority is TikTok fame, you don't need to be teaching nobody's child. Go be an influencer. Go sell protein shakes. Go do hair, but leave the kids alone. And the worst part is that these predators get, how can I say, defended. People say she's going through something. She didn't mean it. She's young. No. Don't come at her. No, motherfucker. She's grown. She knew exactly what she was doing. And every time we excuse it, we make it easier for the next predator to try it. We got to stop acting like female predators are less dangerous than male predators. They're not. They're just quieter. Kind of like when, women cheat on a man. Huh. Damn, that's crazy. Oops. Shit. Did I say that? So today's live, all right, ain't about, how can I say, clout. It ain't about trending topics. It's about calling out adults who crossed the line and protecting kids who didn't deserve any of this. It's about saying the uncomfortable truth out loud. It's about demanding better from the people who, how can I say, who are supposed to, guide our children, not groom them. If nobody else wants to talk about it, hey, fuck it, man. Y'all know how we feel in this bitch. We talk about it over here loudly, passionately, all right, and unapologetically. Like, why do y'all think silence keeps predators comfortable and kids unsafe? I would love to hear, somebody's response on that. Because I see a lot of people, right, excuse these type of behaviors. I don't care if it's, they're excusing it for a woman or they're excusing it for a guy. My thing is why? Why excuse the behavior? Hmm. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all listen. I'm gonna ask y'all these 4 questions. All right, I'm gonna play a song real quick. Either y'all can type it down in the chat, all right, or y'all can hit the link and chop it up with a shorty real quick. Other than that, man, can't nobody say, "Hey Ray, why you don't drop links?" I drop my links. People just don't hit the link on these sensitive topics. All right. So the rest of that video is going to be on Law and Crime Network. Make sure y'all go check it out. All right. Give me 1 second while I post the link down in the chat below. It should be pinned already, but just in case, just in case. I'll be hearing a lot of people say they don't be finding the link. So let me just drop it down real quick. But I have to go to my YouTube. So let me open this tab real quick. And while I do that, let me just play y'all some music. All right. Let me just play y'all a quick little song, man. I don't know if you're a Leo, all right. If this 19th, man, fuck that. We're gonna be celebrating all the way into the 20th. All right. Real shit. So if you let's just take a quick little break. All right. We've been on this John an hour 13 minutes. All right, we've been on this John an hour 13 minutes talking about that first topic almost. So give me like a let me get like a 5-minute, 6-minute break real quick.
Baby, Zodiac are in the building. Big lion energy, gold crown shining, and we taking over the entire room. All my fellow Leos, let's show them how royalty celebrates. Let's go. Yeah, 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 hey, yeah. Hey, 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 let's go, let's go. Back on the track with a fast-paced cadence popping. August heat rising in the dance floor jumping. Step into the room, feel the gold aura glowing. That signature Leo charm and confidence overflowing. We generous, loyal, warm heart. Natural born leaders got that magnetic pull. Heart full of passion, living life to the full. Sun rule royalty, standing fierce and proud. Star power so bright, we illuminate the crowd. It's the Earth Day celebration, pull the pin on the vibe. Calling all the zodiacs, bring the whole tribe. No bash, just love. Every sign has a shine, but today we celebrating this fire of mine. Shining blinded by the light, taking over the floor. Got the whole place hyped up, begging for more. Feel the go aura glowing, watch it step into place. Royal energy shining all over the space. It's your Earth Day, flex hard, let the lion roar tonight. Leo season in the building, shining bright in the light. Protective of our circle, fierce, fearless and bold. Another year around the sun, yeah, we running for the goal. We hold it down, yeah, we never dropping, yeah. It's my month too, got the party going crazy, turn the bass up loud. Ain't nobody feeling lazy, hands up, feet moving, rhythm bouncing through the floor. Got the whole room hyped up, begging for an encore. We fierce, we proud, put a smile on your face, bringing big royal energy all over the place. Big-hearted lions always riding for our crew. Unmatched charisma in everything we do. Blow the smoke into the air and make a giant wish. Everybody dancing to a track as hot as this. So raise a glass high, hit the gas, feel the drive, shaking up the atmosphere. So glad to be alive. Golden light in the veins, heavy bass in the street. Leo season stepping up, generating pure heat. Put our hearts through, crank the volume to the top. Watch everybody dance. It's a birthday celebration. Into the trance. Put your glass in the air, let the royal energy rise. Gold crown on the head, seeing fire in our eyes. Unstoppable shine, natural leaders on the mic. We rip the crown and we setting all the realms right. Flashlights, loud beats, central stage where we stand. Got the whole crowd moving, jumping up on command. Rapid fire rhythm, make your speaker boxes shake. Infectious good vibes that nobody can fake. Big heart, grand spirit, keep the decibels peak. Spreading pure motivation every time that we speak. We stepping in the light while the bass beat drops. Leo season running hot and the heat never stops. Pure positive energy, we spreading the sound. Light up the whole city when we step in your town. Regal, bold, magnetic. Hey, drop the beat. It's August, baby, my birthday month in the golden season. Step aside, cause the kings and queens of the zodiac are in the building. Big lion energy, gold crown shining, and we taking over the entire room. All my fellow Leos, let's show them how royalty celebrates. Let's go! Yeah, 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 hey, yeah. Hey, 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 let's go, let's go. Back on the track with a fast-paced cadence popping. August heat rising in the dance floor jumping. Step into the room, feel the gold aura glowing. That signature Leo charm and confidence overflowing. We generous, loyal, warm-hearted to the core. When the Leo enters, everybody wants some more. Natural born leaders got that magnetic pull. Heart full of passion, living life to the full. Sun rule royalty, standing fierce and proud. Star power so bright, we illuminate the crowd. It's the Earth Day celebration, pull the pin on the vibe. Calling all the zodiacs, bring the whole tribe. No bash, just love. Every sign has a shine, but today we celebrating this fire of mine. Shining blinded by the light, taking over the floor. Got the whole place hyped up, begging for more. Feel the go aura glowing, watch it step into place. Royal energy shining all over the space. It's your Earth Day, flex hard, let the lion roar tonight. Leo season in the building, shining bright in the light. Protective of our circle, fierce, fearless and bold. Another year around the sun, yeah, we running for the goal. We hold it down, yeah, we never dropping, yeah. It's my month too, got the party going crazy, turn the bass up loud. Ain't nobody feeling lazy, hands up, feet moving, rhythm bouncing through the floor. Got the whole room hyped up, begging for an encore. We fierce, we proud, put a smile on your face, bringing big royal energy all over the place. Big-hearted lions always riding for our crew. Unmatched charisma in everything we do. Blow the smoke into the air and make a giant wish. Everybody dancing to a track as hot as this. So raise a glass high, hit the gas, feel the drive, shaking up the atmosphere. So glad to be alive. Golden light in the veins, heavy bass in the street. Leo season stepping up, generating pure heat. Commanding every spotlight, warm energy so true. Generous spirit in everything we put our hearts through. Crank the volume to the top, watch everybody dance. It's a birthday celebration, into the trance. Put your glass in the air, let the royal energy rise. Gold crown on the head, seeing fire in our eyes. Unstoppable shine, natural leaders on the mic. We rep the crown and we setting all the realms right. Flashlights, loud beats, central stage where we stand. Got the whole crowd moving, jumping up on command. Rapid fire rhythm, making speaker boxes shake. Infectious good vibes that nobody can fake. Big heart, grand spirit, keep the decibels peak. Spreading pure motivation every time that we speak. We stepping in the light while the bass beat drops. Leo season running hot and the heat never stops. Pure positive energy, we spreading the sound. Light up the whole city when we step in your town. Regal, bold, magnetic, yeah, we born to take the lead. Spreading warmth and inspiration is the code that we bleed. Happy Earth Day to all my fellow Leos. We bringing that royal heat all August long, taking over the whole kingdom. So turn the speakers to the max and let the lions roar. It's your birthday. for life. And that's on every day. Yeah. North Philly, baby.
Stay tuned, stay tuned. All right, we got some more. All right, Leo birthday music coming through. We gonna be listen. It's gonna be I'm gonna be sharing the links on my post. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Hey, shout out to all the Leos, man. Hope y'all enjoy y'all day. For those of you that got upcoming birthdays, man, big shout out to y'all, man. And we all celebrate differently, man. Give me 1 second, all right, because we're about to get back on topic with this, John. Let me just share this thing real quick with y'all. All right, because ain't nobody answer the question. Ain't nobody touch that link. All right, so we gonna keep it pushing. All right, and keep talking. I be trying to tell y'all, man. It ain't that I don't drop the link. People be, it's a little sensitive. I don't know how to go about it, man. Just express yourself. I see. I see. But now listen, man. If y'all thought that teacher was wild, baby, buckle your seatbelts because this next woman, all right, took crossing the line and turned it into a whole Olympic sport. All right, we talking about Robin Poston, a 43-year-old mom from Illinois who got herself arrested after giving birth to, her daughter's 14-year-old. How can I say, boyfriend's baby? Let me repeat that: her daughter's 14-year-old boyfriend. She didn't just cross the line. All right, she bulldozed it. All right, she paved a new road and drove straight into hell with no GPS. Why do you think some adults, all right, get obsessed with kids? Like there ain't a whole world of grown people to choose from. And I don't get tired of saying this. All right. Police say this woman carried on a secret, all right, a secret relationship with this boy for 2 years. All right. I want y'all to listen, pay close attention, all right, for 2 years. That's not a mistake. All right. That's not a lapse in judgment. That's not a, oh, she slipped. That's a whole predatory lifestyle. And the fact that she even posed as, how can I say, posed for a maternity photo shoot with him. Girl, whoo, what? A maternity photo shoot with a child. She really thought she was, how can I say, starring in some twisted Hallmark movie. Why do y'all think predators try to, how can I say, romanticize, all right, their crimes like it's a love story? Yo, some of these men, some of these women make me sick, all right? And let's be very clear, this is not an affair. This is not a relationship, all right? This is not, how can I say, forbidden love. This is child abuse, point blank, period. I really wish the media would stop, how can I say, I think it's called statutory rape, if I'm not mistaken. All right, because that's what it was considered when it was done to me. I really wish the media would stop calling statutory rape a secret relationship. All right, because when the statutory rape was happening to me, all right, from a man to a girl, I didn't think I was having a fucking secret relationship with the fucking man. So stop calling statutory rape a secret relationship. All right, ain't nothing secret about it. It's illegal. It's disgusting. All right, it is a violation of a child's body, mind. Words matter, and calling it a relationship makes it sound mutual when it's not. All right, this bitch groomed this little boy and then got into a fucking 2 14-year-old kids having a baby is upsetting enough. But a 14-year-old being groomed and molested by a grown woman, a mom, is outrageous. All right. She needs to be put under the, how can I say, the prison or under a casket. Because what she did is just wrong. It's evil. She stole that boy's childhood, all right, his innocence, his mental stability, and probably his trust from every woman, all right, that he'll ever meet in in life. Like, this shit is wild.
I'm Ashley Banfield, and this is Drop Dead Serious. And holy hell, you are not going to believe this one. Today, I am talking about a 43-year-old mom from Washington, Illinois, who's just been arrested for something so jaw-dropping, it sounds made up. Her name is Robin Polston, a hairdresser, who just gave birth this year to a bouncing baby boy. And that should be good news. Except that the father is just a boy himself, a 14-year-old middle schooler who was dating her daughter.
Hmm.
You heard me.
Ladies, hide your kids.
A middle schooler who's dating her daughter fathered her newborn. Pour a stiff one for this because the evidence against Robin Polston is piling up. It seems this mom had a penchant for posting, pictures that were bound to come back to haunt her.
Oh, wow.
After all, who books a maternity shoot to show off your baby bump and your 14-year-old boyfriend who's got his hands on your tummy? According to prosecutors, this all started 2.5 years ago at her daughter's 8th grade dance. Picture this. Robin Polston is assigned to be the chaperone. The person who makes sure that the kids behave.
Oh, this bitch was grooming him. Oh, she no different from D4VD. Wait a minute. Well, D4VD was he was 18 grooming the 11-year-old. This bitch was grooming a 12-year-old, probably 11 going on 12, but my biggest guess would be 12. Is he 14? And it started 2 years prior? Yeah. He was 12 years old. Are you fucking... Oh my... Is you serious? Like, lady. Really, though?
Makes sure that the punch bowl stays G-rated. But instead of watching the dance floor, it seems she was watching her daughter's date. Her daughter's 14-year-old middle school date. And what police say happened next has the entire community in Peoria County absolutely stunned. This is not your run-of-the-mill inappropriate text exchange, because I know you've heard a lot about that, right?
This a thirst trapping mill. That's what the fuck this shit is.
Investigators say it went so far beyond the pale, right? A secret relationship that allegedly unfolded right under everyone's noses, an illegal relationship that has finally come to light. So buckle up, because what started as a middle school dance just landed a 43-year-old mom behind bars with no shot at bond as of now. And the details are going to blow your mind. Get this, even after the boy moved to Nevada with his parents, and even after he broke up with Robin Polston's 8th grade daughter, that mom, Robin, did not let go. Police say that she and the boy stayed in touch while he was in Nevada. Emphasis on the touch. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment. We're not reporting the name of the boy for obvious reasons, but his story is now public record because there's a police affidavit supporting Ms. Polston's arrest. States that the 14-year-old boy came back to Illinois for a visit in December of 2023. Apparently, he told his parents in Nevada that he was desperate to come back to Illinois and see a friend who we are told was that
December of 2023. We're in 2026. And she's just getting charged? Oh, she just got charged. This was 9 months ago. See? Oh, wow. See, y'all gotta let me know when y'all DM me these Jones, because this is my raw reaction to this. All right, I didn't watch this one. I wanted to review and react to this with y'all. All right, that's why I'm over here like, wait. But even though it's still not adding up, because then that would make it 3 years. When did she actually start grooming this little boy? 2023 to 2026. Yo, she's known him 3 years already. Yeah, I know I'm not tripping. We only got a few more months to hit 2027, so that'll make it 4 in 2027. Yo, ladies, you gotta be careful with these women you let around your kids. Fellas, the same thing too, man. You might think the woman is into you and she's into your son. It should be the other way around, man. Go for the daddy, not the son. What the hell can the son offer you?
That mom, Robin Polston, his friend. But that wasn't the only visit to Illinois from Nevada that this kid made. The boy came back again the following April. And mark your calendar here. Make a note of April 24th because the math is going to matter. The boy ended up
That's when she
moving
knocked him
once
out.
again, this time to St. Louis. Couldn't stand Nevada, apparently, and his parents couldn't stand his behavioral problems. So this time he was shipped off to live with his grandparents. But we're told that he didn't stay with Granny and Grandpa in St. Louis for long either, and that his 40-something friend back in Illinois was all too eager to take him in.
Wow.
Keep in mind,
Wow, he was
Robin
still.
Polston's own kids, including the teenage daughter who once dated this teenage boy, were still living in the same house with her. And what
Yo, she is. Listen, man, I got a 16-year-old son. All right. Like, there's. Oh, I'll turn into Griselda Blanco in a heartbeat, yo. I'll be the first one. 911. What's your emergency? Yeah, you need to come fast and give me that orange suit. 'Cause listen, I've learned. I've learned. Y'all don't understand how passionate I am about this, yo. Boy, I'm telling you. All I can say right now is, yo, 7 feet underground. I understand my fiance. I get it. But it's not just men doing this shit. Women doing this shit too, man. Like both of them, man. There's too many of them out there. What we gonna do? Put them all in a cage in a box, lump them up. Like, no, man. Let's just fertilize the ground with their fucking bodies, man. Let them have a dance with Lucifer.
he didn't know then, but figured out soon enough, was that the house was about to become even more crowded. Because in January of this year, exactly 9 months after the boy's April visit, Robin Polston gave birth. Because math. Police say she invented a baby daddy, some guy in his 20s named Brian, apparently in the military, so he moved around a lot, which is probably why you don't get to see him. But she never told the same story
Wow.
twice, apparently suggesting to others that the baby's father was instead this new 14-year-old boy in my house, his older brother.
What?
Her sister-in-law started getting pretty suspicious of all the different sus. So she went looking for a middle school yearbook. And lo and behold, she found a picture of the 8th grade boy, and that seemed to close a lot of loops for her. So the sister-in-law called the cops. In
Oh, wow.
February, police went looking for that newborn baby's birth certificate. And wait until you hear what Robin Polston chose to name her newborn baby. But first, a really big thank you from both Atlas and me for supporting.
Yo, this shit is. What is wrong with these women, man? Yo, I know I'm not tripping. Let's talk about the fact that she told friends a bunch of conflicting stories about the baby's father. All right, about who the baby's father was. Like, she lied. She hid, she manipulated, she twisted the truth because she knew she was dead wrong. She knew she couldn't say, yo, oh yeah, my baby daddy is my daughter's 14-year-old boyfriend. She knew she couldn't explain that without sounding like she escaped from a mental institution, yo. Man, this. Whew. The truth only came out because of a DNA test, all right, according to paperwork that I'm reading, I see. All right. A DNA test had to expose her. Imagine being so deep in your like delusion that science gotta come tap you on the shoulder like, ma'am, you're nasty. She really thought she could bury the truth forever. She really thought nobody would question her. She really thought she was slick, but predators always slip eventually. I want y'all to remember that. Predators always slip eventually. Trust me. All right, and let me say this loud. Any adult who looks like a minor, all right? Any adult that looks at a minor, all right? Any adult that looks at a minor like any adult that looks at a minor sexually deserves the harshest punishment, all right, the law can give. I don't care if it's a man or a woman, predators are predators. And the fact that she was a mom, that makes it 10 times worse. Moms are supposed to protect kids, not prey on them. She betrayed her daughter, that boy, and every moral code known to mankind. She knew what she was doing. That boy was already going through puberty. All right. Like a lot of boys that age already, in their heads trying to figure out, like, damn, what would it be like if I, tap, my friend's mom, or what would it be like if I tapped my teacher? Like, damn, I think my teacher flirting with me. She took advantage of that shit, yo, for real, for real. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Like, she really took advantage. Like, why do y'all think female predators get treated like, how can I say, confused women instead of criminals? I would love for somebody to answer that question. But I don't think nobody in this world could answer that question. So yeah, today's live ain't about clout. It's about trend. It's, how can I say it ain't about trending topics. It's about calling out, adults who cross that line. All right, they crossed that line so far they can't even see the line anymore. All right, it's about protecting kids who didn't ask for any of this. It's about saying the uncomfortable truth out loud. It's about demanding justice for boys, justice for girls. All right, justice for all kids. Because if we don't talk about it, predators stay comfortable and kids stay unsafe. And that's the reason why a lot of these motherfuckers are able to get away with a lot of the shit they get away with. All right, a lot of motherfuckers. All right, I don't care if they man or women. They hide under the age of consent. A lot of them hide under, a title, and that right there is starting to get really frustrating. And that's why I say a lot of us parents, real parents, need to come together and find a way to change these policies. And for those of you that are saying, "Oh no, it's not possible," it's possible, man. Unless you've been through it, man, get the fuck out my face with the bullshit.
Morgan & Morgan is America's largest personal injury law firm with 500,000 clients. You should fight for what you deserve. Click the middle name and the same last name. Like to take pictures and videos. Investigators say they found, but that isn't even all the evidence against Robin. Illegal dots.
I went too far.
The same last name as her teenage boyfriend. Something pretty crazy. Or should I say something else pretty crazy? No, not the father's name. That would have been too easy. A parent certificate for the newborn. They noticed something in the 14-year-old boy who moved into her house.
All right, I do apologize. I went a little too far trying to avoid that ad, but hey, my bad. It is what it is. Thank you for the patience, those that are rocking out. I'm not even sure if anybody's in the chat or not, but oh well.
And fathered her baby. When police found the birth certificate for the newborn, they noticed something glaring. No, not the father's name. That would have been too easy. Apparently, Ms. Polston decided to leave the father's name blank. But Ms. Polston did something pretty crazy, or should I say something else pretty crazy? She gave her newborn baby the same middle name and the same last name as her teenage boyfriend.
Oh, wow.
So, Natch, the police ordered up a DNA test, which connected the illegal dots once and for all. The baby was indeed fathered by the 14-year-old boyfriend, according to the police and science. But that isn't even all the evidence against Robin Polston. Turns out Robin liked to take pictures and videos. Investigators say they found, and I quote, a large number of sexually explicit images and videos on Robin Polston's phone. Images and videos allegedly shot by Ms. Polston herself of the 14-year-old boy and of Robin in compromising positions, aka, sexy stuff. So down came the charges. And Robin Polston is now facing 2 counts of criminal sexual and 2 counts of child. But if I were a betting man,
based on the fact that she was only arrested earlier this week, and today I'm recording this on November 6th, I think there's going to be more charges because
Hopefully,
I don't think you can live, allegedly, with a 14-year-old who's fathering your baby
no,
and take a whole bunch of pictures of y'all together and only
no,
have that many charges.
no. All right. Let me ask you a question, babe, before you step out. You ready for this question? Come over here. What do you think should be the charges, right, if a grown woman that's 43 years old gets impregnated by my 13-year-old son? Since you say you believe, right, they should go to jail, right? But I feel as though that women get lesser charges because they're women. And tell me I'm wrong.
Same charges.
So how long? How long? How long do you think a man would get? Because they don't ask y'all questions as men.
It'll probably be anywhere between 15 years and up.
15 years and up?
Yeah.
I feel as though she deserves life.
They're not gonna give her life though.
Look what she did to her daughter. Like
It's
she
not a
fucked her
listen,
daughter's head
It's
up.
not a murder charge. So unless it's something like a murder or something like
No.
that, it's not gonna be life. But depending on how old they is, if they gotta do 45 years and they already 45, that is
She
kinda
43
like
years old.
Huh?
She 43. The young boy was 30. Well,
All right.
she was grooming him way before that.
All right, but listen, if she's locked up at the age of 43 and gets sentenced by the time she's 44, 45, she gets 15 to 45 years, her life is over. The rest of her life will be in prison.
You think that a judge will give her that?
It's possible. Hopefully they do.
These fucking judges been so lenient towards predators. They'll lock up a motherfucker with an ounce of fucking weed and give them 20 years. But give a fucking predator fucking 5 months to a year in jail. For some, I'm telling you, that's all she's gonna get. Maybe 2 years the most. Watch if they do sentence her. Watch. She's not gonna get the amount of time they would give a man. Not in this lifetime. Not unless us women that are real mothers come together and tell me, change that policy like a lot of women have changed the policy towards DHS. Tell me I'm wrong.
You know how it works, right? They bring down the charges. They haul your ass in. Sometimes they give you bail, sometimes they don't. And they did not give this lady any bail. She's being held
Thank you.
without bail, right? She has another court hearing on December 4th, but till then, cool your heels in county. You're not going anywhere. And that's when the investigation starts in earnest, right? They really, really start to dig. And I've seen this happen a gazillion times. They start adding charges, one after the other. Every time you see a new photo, every time you hear a new story, every time there's another witness account, every time you can prove that sex happened, right? Or you have evidence that sex happened, or you have more pictures that are, illegal because this is a child. The charges will pile up. If they're on different days and different occasions, they're different charges. So earlier on my News Nation show, shout out News Nation, I'm on every night, Monday to Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. I talked to somebody who has been on this story for months. Abby Escobar is a very successful podcaster who's known to her fans and her followers as Abby Blabby. And she has been, you first launched that TikTok. I fell over and then texted you. I didn't think it was real. I couldn't imagine that it was real, but it's real. Where?
Yeah.
Imagine that it's real, but it's real. I can't imagine that it's real, but it's real. Yes, it's real. I don't know what made y'all think, it's not real. All right. But yo, listen, a 40-year-old doing this, all right, to a 14-year-old deserves the damn death penalty, in my opinion. But hey, on this one, I'm gonna agree with my baby pops. All right, in a lapse of judgment. All right, like how can I say? It wasn't she was going through something. No, this is the ultimate betrayal, especially to her own daughter. Imagine your mom, yo, the person who's supposed to protect you. God, you love you. All right. Turning around and sleeping with, how can I say, all right, grow from from a little boy to a teenager. All right, because it seems like they knew each other longer. I don't. This is why the media gets on my nerves when they tell the stories. All right, because she's saying 3 years, but I don't know. I have a feeling that she knew the little boy a little longer. Don't ask me why, but when you pay attention and listen to what they're saying, she knew that boy a little longer. Like, I hope her daughter is getting therapy, support, love, and protection. Like, because this kind of trauma, that cracks a personal soul. All right, and let's be clear, it's not her fault. Her mom is to blame fully, completely, period. I don't even blame the little boy, as crazy as it sounds. Let me see. Wait, do you blame the boy in this situation? Real shit. Like, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, what boy around 13, 14 gets seduced by a grown woman is gonna say no? Am I wrong? Like, she knew way better. I don't even blame him. I don't blame the boy. I blame her. All right. Her mom is to blame fully, completely, period. All right. Not only is it sick to be, with a teen, but to hurt your daughter in such a deep, twisted way, that's evil. That's unforgivable. That's the kind of betrayal that makes you question your whole existence. I'm sitting here like, what mom would do that to their child? First of all, why would you even want to sleep with a little boy? And then one that hangs with your child all the time. Like, I feel as though that's some envy type of shit. Because there's a lot of moms that envy their daughters. Could that be envy? How do you envy your 13-year-old daughter? How do you want your daughter's little boyfriend? Don't even know how to wipe his ass right. You gotta teach him. I, I'm s- I'm grossed out. I don't want the son. I want the daddy. And not one woman understands yet what I'm trying to say about. I want the daddy. I want the son. What can the son give me? What can the son teach me? Nothing. Ooh, daddy. I gotta give it to you. I'm gonna give you all my birthday gifts. All right, you deserve it for being a real man. You know what a man is. These women don't know what men are. That's why a lot of these boys stay boys. Look what's grooming them. Hoes. As long as I don't repeat it too much. Listen, man. She ain't just ruined that little boy's life, all right? She didn't just ruin her daughter's life. She ruined the life of a baby who didn't ask to be here. That child is going to grow up with a story that should never have existed. And for what? For her, just for losing her years. She doesn't life. She doesn't to be, locked away so she can't any. Well, he was a boy. He gave it. He knew what he wanted. No, the bitch was a fucking grown ass woman. She knew what the fuck she was doing to seduce the little boy. I'm not. I'm gonna be a good girl, baby daddy. I'm gonna be a good girl. Tight. Let's stop calling this, a relationship. It's not a relationship. It's a sexual abuse of a child. She groomed him. She manipulated him. She sexually assaulted him. She took advantage of his consent. A child cannot understand. All right. One thing is, all right, a 14-year-old with a 14-year-old, but we talking about a 43-year-old with a 14-year-old that she's been grooming since the age of 11, probably before. All right. Like, a child cannot process adult intentions like an adult can. She knew that, and she used it. She knew that as soon as, listen, I'm not even going to get into details because little boys are more sensitive than grown ass men, aren't they? When a woman starts seducing them, it's like they don't know what to do when they get turned on. Am I right or wrong? That's why I've seen a lot of cases where these little boys insulting some girls and not intentionally, but because no, not even because what they've been through. They think that it's okay when the girl has already flirted or touched or like, but wait a minute, she ain't say no. She just kept playing around, and I just didn't know. That's why I was like, damn. It's like sometimes in some cases you can understand why, in others you can't. Like in some you can see the evil intent, and in others you can see like, damn, he was just it's out of innocence. Like he really didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Like people don't even understand if it's a really, can I say, like I didn't really knew what was going on until I really entered the community and left the community. And there are some boys out here that's not no different. Moms really do protect their boys a lot. They don't let them out the community until they're older. I didn't let my son start exploring the community until he was 13, 14, 15. As crazy as it sounds, but listen to the age I'm mentioning. And if I wouldn't be as protective as I am, I would be a grandmom right now because my son don't even look like he's a fucking teenager sometimes. To me, and to a lot of women around me, baby face. Right or wrong. But there's other women that I'd be like, you can't tell us a baby face underneath the fucking goatee, the fucking mustache, the beard. Like you can't tell that body right there is not a man body. That's a teen body. I don't care how tall the boy is. Like it's weird having men next to them though, men that can really please them. And I'm not saying, all right, people's gonna hit me with it because I've been through it already. Oh, but a lot of men please these women and they still go do what they gotta do. That don't excuse shit. It don't excuse it. If I don't please you, does it excuse for you to go cheat on me with a younger woman? Why can't you go cheat with a woman instead of a little girl? I'm not saying you're gonna do it.
No. You let me finish. It's not even about that. Like, first of all, you don't go cheat. And if you do go cheat, that's not that I condone.
The fuck wrong with people?
Woman, you don't go for a child. That's predatory instinct. That's what they call it.
My whole point, and these two women are giving it. So they deserve what a man would get if a man was to do this crime. Why are they so lenient? I haven't seen one woman yet get charged for a crime like this the way that a man would. All right, and it's not for all women, but if you want to take the label, hey, take the label. But they need to stop calling grooming relationships.
A lot of people thought it was fake.
I can imagine why. Where first is the 14-year-old boy's parents in this picture?
Well, so his mother passed away. I don't know when or what happened to her, but so it's his father and stepmother that he was living with. But like you said, he ended up moving in with his grandparents because after he came back to Illinois to visit that friend, he started having behavior issues. All he wanted to do was get back to Illinois. So he ended up moving in with his grandparents who lived in St. Louis, which is a lot closer. And then eventually he started having the same kind of behavior problems. And then in July of 2024, I believe it was, he moved in with Robin because she told them that he was friends with her teenage son and she would look after him and she would help out and, you know, she'd welcome him in the house.
Why do y'all think that he was having behavioral problems, huh? Y'all think he was just having behavioral problems because, right? This woman was all up in his ear. So yeah, kids get out of control, don't want to, listen to their parents. They become disobedient. Some parents don't know what to do. Some parents give up rights. Some parents give up custody. Some parents share custody. Some parents really don't know what to do and other people intervene in their, how can I say, parenting. This is why I do not let anybody intervene in my parenting. I don't give a fuck who it is. I've had people tell me, oh, wait, you've never let your kids, spend the night over somebody else's house? No. If it ain't with their siblings, no. If I'm not there, no. I don't care who says what. But at least I know that I'm preventing a lot of shit when I don't do that. And there's a reason. Look at this shit. Parents let them, let the little boy go over, spend the night over the girlfriend's house. Look, son ends up being in bed with the fucking mother. Like, is you serious? Now, what if, let's flip this around. That would have been a 14-year-old emotional daughter. And that daughter would have, just lost it, right? Or crashed out. What if the daughter would have really been in her feelings and did something to the mom and the boyfriend? The mom was not thinking.
So before
she
he ended up
tripped
She was acting like
moving
a young
in,
ass fucking teenager.
yeah, because there's this
I
whole
encourage-
back and forth, right? Right? His parents,
Yeah.
stepmother and father move off to Nevada. Things aren't going well there. He goes to move in with the grandparents. Things don't go well there. And
Yeah.
he was visiting, was coming back to visit Illinois, but where was he staying each of the times that he came back and told grandparents and parents that he was going to visit a friend?
With Robin. Yeah, so the timeline, he graduated 8th grade in May of 2023. I have this all written down. And then that Christmas of 2023, he and the stepmom came back to Illinois to visit. And at that visit, he told the stepmom he wanted to go and see this friend. And she thought nothing of it, so she allowed it. And it's believed that's the first time that she sexually assaulted him. And then the stepmom went back to Nevada. He stayed with the grandparents for the rest of the Christmas break. Then after he went back home to Nevada, he started having all these issues. He threatened to run away. He was just acting up. They said it was totally not like him. They didn't know what was going on. But he and the grandparents allegedly called CPS or DCFS or whatever it's called in different areas, behind the father and stepmother's backs and had some allegations. And what ended up happening then was in January of 2024, it was agreed that the grandparents would take legal guardianship and he would move in with them. St. Louis to Washington, Illinois, I believe is about a 3-hour drive, which is obviously a lot closer than Nevada, which is obviously an entire flight. And then after he moved in with the grandparents in January of 2024, Easter 2024, he wanted to come back to Washington, Illinois to see that friend, and they allowed it. And it's believed, like you said, the math.
Let me jump ahead in the timeline here, though, because there's some things that I just got to get out, and that is that this woman is pregnant, right? What is she telling her kids and friends and other people about who the father of her child?
A whole bunch of lies.
Yeah. So from what I was told, she was telling people, like her clients, she was working as a hairstylist. She was telling people that she had this guy she was dating in the military, and he was gone or overseas. And, ironically, she told people that military boyfriend was from St. Louis, which is where the grandparents are from. But she told them that his name was Brian, I think, like it said in the affidavit. And nobody really questioned anything. I mean, why would they? She had the 2 teenagers, but apparently she always wanted to have 3, and everybody was really happy for her. But then people started noticing that this boy was like constantly hanging around her, and people just thought that things were weird. She did this maternity shoot, like you said, and I talked to the photographer, who said that she had told her that the boy was 25 years old, but he just had a baby face. And so she said that she thought that he
let me get
looked
this
young.
straight. She's pregnant with a 14-year-old boy. And she thinks it's wise to set up a maternity shoot so that the 14-year-old boy and she can pose for pictures with her pregnant belly, and he's like part of the shoot. She involves him in the shoot.
Yes. Yep. It is so cringy. Like, who does that? And it almost looks like she has an engagement ring on her finger. I don't know if she bought that for herself, because obviously a 14-year-old boy is not going to buy an engagement ring, but that one,
that one makes me.
I mean,
that one I caught myself. Yeah.
The white school teacher
They prey on the young kids. It's a pattern with them.
But the red flags are there and nobody pays attention.
They never do because of who they are.
The first one was
But let it be a black mom showing any type of pattern, any type of sign. Oh, yeah, does believe everybody involved.
oh, shit.
I get just sad to say that due to color, crimes get swept under the rug and overlooked.
Yeah.
Where those due to color, crimes get exploited, exposed.
Like that case that's going viral right now. What is it? Nolan Wells and Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony going viral no more. That's why.
It's picking up again.
But you gotta realize though, right? It's not in the news like it once was.
No, but it's picking up.
When shit like this happens, it don't really hit the news.
It don't. None of this school shit hits the news at all.
But you understand why I just said what I said.
They don't hit the news until these teachers are already getting charges. But they don't send out warnings, nothing. I said that before when I first started the channel. I said, why was it that there's parents complaining all over Facebook right now that I think this was a few years back, if I'm not mistaken, right? Parents got an email. And not every parent got the email saying that one of their teachers were arrested by the DA due to sex porn and how can I say explicit photos of minors. I'm saying, I was like, wait a minute. So you're telling me you didn't warn none of these parents, nobody in the neighborhood, because this teacher rolled through the neighborhood to get to school, and to get home, he has to ride through these neighborhoods. Y'all didn't send warnings, nothing saying, well, we're investigating this teacher, want to make sure that your students, your kids are safe, or, whatever. Nothing. The news didn't talk about it, just the parents on Facebook. And I'm saying, like, why? I asked the same question a few years back, but can't nobody answer my question. And when I hit these topics, people are too scared to hit the link. You see, they'll hit it for other topics. But for these, you can't change nothing. It's going to keep. See, that's the mentality of why it keeps happening. Us telling people to stay the fuck quiet and mind your business in this situation is why predators get away. What if it was your child? Nobody want to hear that.
That was the worst one with her gazing sensually towards the 14-year-old boy's face. I literally cannot believe my eyes, and I cannot imagine what a jury would say if this ever gets to a jury, because that picture right there will be a nail in her coffin if the DNA report isn't already. Okay, so let's talk about the baby's birth. So many questions. Where was this 14-year-old boy during the baby's birth?
There at the hospital. He was there for the prenatal appointments. He was in.
Wait a minute. So the doctors knew that the 14-year-old boy was the father of the kid, and they didn't say nothing because he was there. Prenatal care and the birth of the child. No, fuck.
Maybe the doctors thought that was her son.
No.
But they didn't show no type of affection. They wasn't kissing nothing. They could have thought that was her son.
If I was 16 and I let you in that room having a baby.
Listen to what I'm saying, though. They could have thought that was her son.
Because she's a woman, right?
Because she's a woman.
Fuck out of here.
Now.
Let it have been flipped because I've been through it and you know it.
Listen.
They say, oh, he's this and he's that. When he was, okay, I get it. But at the end of the day, no, it was no predatory or whatever you call that shit. Like people want to say it. All right. My thing is, let me have brought somebody older than me into a room, right? Let's flip the scripts around. Because mostly it's done, meant to younger women. You'll be in jail. This bitch brought a little boy to the fucking room. There shouldn't be no kids in there while you're giving birth anyways.
But they probably just flipped it and said, "It's my son." Da, 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 da.
They wouldn't let my kids in when I was giving birth.
Every situation, every state, every hospital is different.
Let me
you
see.
Can't judge this situation off of there.
In Illinois, can a child be present while a mother is giving birth in the surgery room? No. Under Illinois Department of Public Health hospital licensing is the same shit as Philadelphia. Only the patient, the doctor, and the father or whoever, guardian, whatever. You get the whole point. It's saying it all right here. So how the fuck did this hospital let this minor in there with this? I don't give a fuck if they thought it was the son. Why was he allowed in there? They knew that was the father. Only way. But then if y'all knew, why y'all didn't call this in? Now flip the scripts, motherfuckers. That's what I was trying to say. There's no way. I know I'm not fucking. I know my laws. I know. I don't know every city and state's laws, but a lot of city and states' laws ain't that different from Pennsylvania at all when it comes to the minors. That's why I'm a little confused. I'm like, wait a minute. How was he present? It don't make no sense. Something's off. Either they made the story up and this lady, none of this shit really happened, or this is real and the hospital just broke a rule. The biggest rule. I'm wrong? I'm like, wait a minute. No, baby, we talking about giving birth. No kids are allowed. Not under the age, listen, under the age of 18, no kid is allowed in that surgery. So I want to know why in this situation. If I brought you in that room right now, that fucking hospital room, as soon as I gave birth, would have been filled with cops. If I was 16 years old, 15 years old, 14 years old, giving birth to your child. So why wasn't the hospital room full of cops for this fucking bitch after she gave birth? Oh, they did. Didn't they say she got charged? After she gave birth? Okay.
Involved in everything. I was sent a photo of him at the hospital holding a breast pump.
No, they didn't arrest him right
I think
away.
it's called, a little piece that goes around, holding it like this 14-year-old child.
Yeah, they didn't arrest this lady right away. They would have arrested a man right away, yo. I'm not wrong for what I'm saying, so I know I'm on point. This lady did not get arrested after giving birth. These doctors knew that this fucking 14-year-old was the father of this grown-ass woman's child. Fuck that.
Is there at the hospital holding this breast pump piece. I've heard from some people at the hospital where she birthed the baby. Of course, they didn't want to tell me too much, but somebody, I don't want to say they, somebody said that they thought that he looked a lot younger. But again, I mean, this just isn't something that normally happens. So your mind doesn't go there, But
I can imagine, honestly, Abby, I can imagine that hospital staff would see a 14, 15-year-old boy, because allegedly he was 14 when the relationship began, and it's been going on for a while. So maybe he's 15 now, maybe even getting close to 16. But I could imagine look at a 43-year-old mother and say, this must be your other son. And that's why he's in the room all this time and holding the baby. Right. And I mean, okay, so let me ask you this. After the baby is born, the decision is to leave the father's name off the birth. Is this really how dumb this woman is?
She didn't care about her daughter.
Gave the baby, I believe, his middle name and his last name. And in August, she had the baby baptized and had the baby with his name posted in the church bulletin.
Wow.
I have a copy of it.
Wow. And isn't she sort of big on posting boy? What do we have any idea what her own children, A, know about this, or B, suspect about this? Because if he's in her bedroom with her, they have something. No.
Like, how was she blocked saying that throughout this whole life? And it makes you wonder what happened to her. Like, did she have trauma? Did she have unresolved pain? Did she have something broken inside her? because this behavior is not normal. But let me be clear, understanding her past does not excuse her present. She doesn't get a pass. She doesn't get sympathy. She doesn't get, maybe she was hurting. She gets accountability, even if I was to understand her past. Why do y'all think people, try to, how can I say, psychoanalyze predators instead of holding them accountable? All right. Yeah. I am wondering what made her, do this, why she's doing it as a grown woman. Why can't she go out there and search for somebody her age or older? Right. But it's like at the same time, it doesn't excuse the reason. All right. How can I say? It doesn't excuse the things that she did. All right. This whole situation is crazy, sad, disgusting, heartbreaking all at once. It's the kind of story that makes you sit back and say, yo, what is happening to this world? Because when moms become predators, when parents become threats, when the people meant to protect kids become the ones harming them, that's when society starts rotting from the inside. Why do y'all think stories like this feel more painful when the predator is a parent?
What are they saying, or is there really nothing on the record?
I don't really know. I do know that Robin is legally still married. So Robin's legal sister-in-law, so the estranged husband's sister, is the one who I think kind of pieced it all together and realized that this is not some 25-year-old man. And she has said that the kids have been extremely disappointed with her and basically disowned her because I believe she was the one who called the police. She made this Facebook post talking about it, as did other members of that part of the family. Everybody was just in shock that she wasn't being arrested. On November 3rd, and her daughter actually left several comments on that video defending her, lying for her, saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. He never lived with them. There was some name calling, just stuff like that. But obviously they knew, right? I mean, he lived there for at least 6 months. And even while this investigation was going on, it started in February, I received reports from.
What makes anybody think that the daughter want to speak about this? I wouldn't want to speak about this if I was her daughter. Like, this is the most embarrassing thing to even fucking, how can I say, sit here and talk about to anybody, any stranger online. I mean, she shouldn't have replied or said anything. She should have stuck quiet, but hey, she replied. She's not understanding, but shit, I get it from all angles.
From numerous people that live close to her that say they see him getting dropped off there in the evening by his employer. So I don't know.
It's all just so unbelievable. Listen, yeah. Mark your calendar for what is it, December 4th? I think when was that hearing coming up? Because I'm telling you right now, December 4th, you and I are going to have a conversation on that day.
I'll be going.
I cannot imagine.
Shit, and we're going to be doing a part 3 to this, all right? Because this is a second part to this, all right? To both these topics that we, touched on today. These are updates. All right, so we definitely going to be doing a part 3 on this shit. This is wild. Like, will they charge her? How long will they charge her for? How long will they, she'll be in prison for? Because if they lenient on her, man, I'm going to sit here and like, listen, man, I'm going to be side-eyeing the judge like, shit.
Imagine what she'll have to say for herself. You'll be there? Okay, our bookers are marking you in right now. Please save some time for us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I choked on my own vomit when I saw the maternity photos. I don't know how you felt about that, but who the hell does that, right? Who does all of this, right? But I mean, once it's done, are you not chastened enough to worry what's going to happen next?
Yeah, she definitely needs to be in jail. Not probation, not counseling, not community service, jail. Because she didn't just break the law. She broke her daughter's heart, right? Her daughter's trust, her daughter's sense of safety. She broke that boy's innocence. She broke her, she broke the foundation of motherhood. And she did it willingly. She did it repeatedly. She did it secretly. All right. She did it shamelessly. So when we talk about this case, we're not talking about drama. We're not talking about gossip. We're talking about a child who was abused, a daughter who was, betrayed, and a baby born into chaos. Right? We're talking about a grown woman who acted like a monster. We're talking about a society that still hesitates to call out female predators. And uncomfortable truth that needs to be said out loud. So it never gets, ignored again. Why do y'all think silence lets predators thrive and victims suffer? And in my opinions is because nobody ever speaks up.
Right? Once it's done and you're pregnant and it is to call a photographer and book a maternity and have your 14-year-old boyfriend, you're putting it on camera in front of a witness? Well, you heard she told the photographer the guy was in his 20s, right? Just a baby face, he's not 14, he's in his 20s, just baby faced. Even that, I got is my baby daddy. Who posts this stuff on social media? Like, if she's guilty of this, is she so incredibly stupid that she doesn't know she's broken the law? Because it feels like she does, right? She's telling different people different stories about who the baby daddy is.
Facts. Facts.
Who does this? Who tells varying stories about who fathered the baby, not thinking maybe that one might tell another and it might come back to you and then get to the cops? Because that's what their teenage boyfriend in with their own teenage kids.
Facts.
Especially a teen who dated your teenage daughter, all living in the same house together. I can only imagine that he's very fast. And handed me the maternity pictures, I'd be like, life, no parole. I wouldn't need a whole lot more evidence than that, And I just can't imagine how much a jury, if she ever sees one, right? Because I think this has deal written all over it. I cannot imagine how much a jury will hate her. What's so frustrating is the parents and the grandparents, right? How did this happen? How was he allowed to just vanish from the parents and then vanish from the grandparents and nobody checked in? Parents think, and was it the classic predator story where an older woman in her 40s sees a vulnerable kid in his teens and thinks it's easy pickings? Because
Eternal. Well, that's what it seems like. All right. It seems like she is a Mary Kayla Turner. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. There we go. All right, we're about to end this joint right here. Ain't nobody was brave enough to touch, to hit that link tonight. So we ending this John StreamYard acting somewhat 2 hours, 19 minutes into this. All right, so tonight wasn't just a conversation; it was a reality check. We talked about adults crossing lines. So far they can't even see the line anymore. We talked about teachers abusing their authority, mothers betraying their own daughters, and kids being forced into situations they never asked for. And if there's one thing I want y'all to, I want y'all to walk away with It's this: predators don't have a gender, a look, all right, or a job title. They hide in plain sight. And how can I say, silence is what protects them. We got to stop sugarcoating these stories. We got to stop calling abuse relationships. We got to stop acting like boys can't be victims. We got to stop pretending these cases are rare when they're happening every day. Deserve adults who act like adults. And if the system, the system won't hold these predators accountable, then we will. All right, by speaking up, by spreading awareness, by refusing and thank you for thinking. We face it head on. Protect your kids, protect your community, protect your peace, and remember, awareness is the first step, but action is the one that saves the lives. All right. So with that being said, guys, man, I'm gonna leave y'all off with, a shout out to the Leos. Happy birthday to all the Leos out there. It's Leo season. And I hope that y'all enjoy the music, man. Till next time, this y'all shorty Rachel. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day.
Hey, drop the beat. It's August, baby. My birthday month. Hey, drop the beat. It's August, baby. My birthday month in the golden season. Step aside, cause the kings and queens of the zodiac are in the building. Big lion energy, gold crown shining. And we taking over the entire room. All my fellow Leos, let's show them how royalty celebrates. Let's go. Yeah, 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 hey, yeah. Hey, 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 let's go, let's go. Back on the track with a fast-paced cadence popping. August heat rising in the dance floor jumping. Step into the room, feel the gold aura glowing. That signature Leo charm and confidence overflowing. We generous, loyal, warm-hearted to the core. When the Leo enters, everybody wants some more. Natural born leaders got that magnetic pull. Heart full of passion, living life to the full. Sun rule royalty, standing fierce and proud. Star power so bright, we illuminate the crowd. It's the Earth Day celebration, pull the pin on the vibe. Calling all the zodiacs, bring the whole tribe. No bash, just love, every sign has a shine. But today we celebrating this fire of mine. Shining blinded by the light, taking over the floor. Got the whole place hyped up, begging for more. Feel the gold aura glowing, watch it step into place. Royal energy shining all over the space. It's your Earth Day, flex hard, let the lion roar tonight. Leo season in the building, shining bright in the light. Protective of our circle, fierce, fearless and bold. Another year around the sun, yeah, we running for the gold. We hold it down, yeah, we never dropping dead. It's my month too, got the party going crazy. Turn the bass up loud, ain't nobody feeling lazy. Hands up, feet moving, rhythm bouncing through the floor. Got the whole room hyped up, begging for an encore. We fierce, we proud, put a smile on your face. Bringing big royal energy all over the place. Big-hearted lions always riding for our crew. Unmatched charisma in everything we do. Blow the smoke into the air and make a giant wish. Everybody dancing to a track as hot as this. So raise a glass high, hit the gas, feel the drive. Shaking up the atmosphere, so glad to be alive. Golden light in the veins, heavy bass in the street. Leo season stepping up, generating pure heat. Commanding every spotlight, warm energy so true. Generous spirit in everything we put our hearts through. Crank the volume to the top, watch everybody dance. It's a birthday celebration, enter into the trance. Put your glass in the air, let the royal energy rise. Gold crown on the head, seeing fire in our eyes. Unstoppable shine, natural leaders on the mic. We rep the crown and we setting all the wrongs right. Flashlights, loud beats, central stage where we stand. Got the whole crowd moving, jumping up on command. Rapid fire rhythm, making speaker boxes shake. Infectious good vibes that nobody can fake. Big heart, grand spirit, keep the decibels peak. Spreading pure motivation every time that we speak. We stepping in the light while the bass beat drops. Leo season running hot and the heat never stops. Pure positive energy, we spreading the sound. Light up the whole city when we step in your town. Regal, bold, magnetic, yeah, we born to take the lead. Spreading warmth and inspiration is the code that we bleed. Happy Earth Day to all my fellow Leos. We bringing that royal heat all August long, taking over the whole kingdom. So turn the speakers to the max and let the lions roar. It's your birthday. for life, and that's on every day. Yeah. North Philly, baby. I used to sit in that room and pray for daylight to come, thinking the darkness was something I'd never outrun. But I survived Freddy, survived the storm, survived the pain. Now watch me walk right out into the sun. Check the ink. In the shadows of my dreams, yeah, I was confined, a prisoner of the cell inside my own mind, hoping for escape from the horrors in the dark. Chained to a bed, nightmares leaving a mark. Imagine Freddy scraping his claws against my fears. A twisted dance, waking up dripping in cold sweat and tears. But deep within, a flicker of life found its way, about to break free from this endless fray. It's the friction that creates the spark to ignite, turning every dark memory into pure light. The locks are falling open, the heavy doors swing wide, no longer hiding from the terror held deep inside. Breaking every heavy chain of inner resistance, spotting the horizon out in the distance. I was shackled in the dark, but I conquered the weight, no longer bound to my past. I'm standing up straight, stepping out the dungeon where the dark used to hide. I snapped the iron bars and took my freedom outside. I rise up armored against my own fate, no longer bound, yeah, I'm ready for the fight. Found the light of resilience, unlocking the power, breaking the chains, this is my finest hour. No longer in the grip, I'm sculpted in the real, a new reality with a heart made of steel. I face the demons that once held me down, they crumble to dust as I wear my battle crown. We all carry stories and ink on the skin, turning the trauma into gold from within. Looked in the mirror and decided to lead, rewriting the narrative to give what I need. Just imagine being bound, now imagine being unbound. I'm knocking on his door, tell Freddy I'm home, but I'm not the same kid, I'm sitting on the throne. Every scar on my skin is a map to the wind. Now I'm purging the trauma, I'm shedding the sin. No more derision, I move with precision. I cleared out the static and fixed my vision. You can't change the spirit that's learned how to fly. I'm reclaiming the ground and I'm claiming the sky. The past isn't erased, but it's lost all its grip. I'm taking full control of this whole mothership. Face down the terror till the phantom was gone. Now I'm steering this wheel straight into the door. Navigating through the storm on a path of my own, reclaiming the kingdom and taking the throne. We refuse to let the history dictate the score. I am stepping into freedom and breaking down the door, gliding through the waters with the engine in gear. I'm the master of the ship, and I'm destroying the fear. I transform the nightmare into fuel for my soul, taking back the narrative and taking back control. No longer shaking when the clock strikes 3. I became the hero that I needed me to be. The monsters in the closet have surrendered their power, watching me blossom in my defining hour. The blueprint of fear has been erased from the page. A self-made woman stepping out of the cage. What happened in that house stays behind closed doors. No longer letting ghosts haunt the hallway floors. They thought they stole my power underneath that roof, but every breath I'm taking is living proof. I washed away the shadow, left the shame behind, stepping out into hunting park to free my mind. The locks are broken now and the truth is clear. I'm the owner of my life, and I don't live in fear. The silence in that bedroom doesn't have a hold on me anymore. I took my life back, step by step, unbroken, unbothered, and completely free. Riders for life, and that's on everything North Philly, baby. Riders for life, HP, baby. Yeah, look. I'm watching the shift, the air getting heavy. Listen, I've been peep the atmosphere, subtle change in the breeze. Their presence lingers long, bringing me to my knees. Like chameleons in the garden, they're hiding in the light, draining all my energy while they're cloaked in the night. They show a genuine smile, yeah, they act like they care, but a toxic light is burning underneath the glare. Envy lurks in the shadows of a crafted disguise, leading the to a spiritual demise. It's a calculated game, and they play it with ease. A web of deceit that'll bring you to your knees. It's tough to walk away when the envy consumes, leaving us rough in these empty rooms. Invisible poison, spirit feeling cold, trying to break free from the lies they told. Is it real? Or just a carefully crafted mask? I'm searching for the truth, but it's a heavy task. I feel the temperature dropping, my spirit is catching a chill, while they're feeding on my energy just to get they feel. I'm walking through the fog, trying to find my way beyond the silent poison that they're spreading today. Yeah, I'm rising up, I'm breaking through the haze, leaving all the shadows in their toxic ways. Harder to spot them when they blend in the crowd, acting like supporters, talking real loud, but the game is draining, it's emotionally deep, leaving us numb while the snakes start to creep. It's hard to break the old, hard to find a way out when the poison is silent and it's filled with doubt. But I'm seeing the source, I'm pinpointing the pain. I'm done with the cycle, I'm done with the drain now. Now step back, look, I'm cutting the cord and I'm shutting them down. You thought you could strip away all of my power and damage the crown. I gave you a seat at the table, I shared all the food on my plate, but you were just out here drawing, choking on venom and nursing your hate. I see every angle, I know how you move when you step on the block. The jealousy talking, the whispers, I got it locked down like a lock. You wanted to shine, but you couldn't endure what it took to survive. So keep away from my circle, cause only the real ones are gonna thrive. Man, get the hell up my face with the faking. You ninjas are drawn, you try to trap a whole giant and think I just stay in the pond. I'm standing built concrete and nothing but dust in the wind. The final mistake that you made was assuming that I'm gonna bend. You're drowning in bitterness, watching me elevate straight to the top. I'm running the lane that I built, and there ain't a whole soul that can stop. So say all your speeches, that old head energy's dead. I'm standing completely unbothered, millions of steps ahead. You thought you were slick with the plot, but look how the tables have turned. Every bridge that you tried to sneak under is officially broken and burned. I am the force on these streets, you cannot compete with the drive. While you out here moving like parasites, I am the one who survives. No weapon you drop can never come near me. I'm locking, I'm holding the crown. I am standing straight up like a mountain. You never will drag me back down. So watch the whole skyline reopen. Watch how I power right through the black, know the truth and the power. There ain't no duplicating what I do. Spirit call, yeah. Keep your circle tight. Riders for life. And that's on everything North Philly, baby. HP in the house, we out. Riders for life, yeah. We locking this one in. Listen close.